Long way, get this shit a long way, shit a long way. Long way, hit it long way, 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 shit long way, long shit long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way, gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta get a meal, but she don't understand. She be tripping every day, she be tripping every way. But I gotta get this shit a long way, tryna get money every single way, tryna get money every single day, get money every single way, every day. Every day we gotta get paid, every day we gotta get paid, I'm feeling like we be the new slaves. No, we gotta finish rich, no, we gotta finish rich. Got a new bitch, she don't understand rich. She don't understand, niggas gotta get rich. She don't understand, sometimes we gotta hit lit. No, we ain't hit lit, tryna get the long way, tryna get the shit the long way, Coach is tryna wrap up an entree. Told you the other day that did my phone strong. We gon' shoot the long way, we gon' get the long way, get the shit the long way. My bitch be trippin' back and forth like a phone way. When I ain't Atari, I ain't playing games, so I'm done talking. Yesterday she told me that she bout to leave, said fuck it, bitch, we gon' get some money. Said fuck it, bitch, I'm about to get some money. So what I do today, I want to get some money, we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get shit the long way, back and forth like the pong way, man, I'ma get this shit the long way, get this shit the long way, just the only way today, because they go with shit's crazy, we gotta wear a mask, we the new slaves, and we be wearing this shit like every day, we be okay, we gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, for so we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get this shit the long way, we get this shit the long way, cause we gon' be okay, we gon' be okay, we gon' get the long way,
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is LJ Young, and I'm the founder of SMD, and I'm a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them mathematically see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where debt slaves live. Now, there's two kinds of debt slaves: unconscious debt slaves and conscious debt slaves. Unconscious debt slaves cannot see negative numbers psychologically. All right, so those of you that are new to the channel, you have a 30-year mortgage, open up your calculator, put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance, and hit equal. As you're looking at the calculator, I just want you to listen to the sound of my voice. The reason why you believe you're a homeowner is because you cannot see negative numbers. You can obviously see negative numbers physically because you're looking at your calculator now. All right, see how that works? Okay, but for some reason you believe you're a homeowner. Now I'm gonna describe the debt matrix to you. The debt matrix is the space between your calculator and your brain. Okay, so you're looking at your calculator, you see a large negative number, but by the time it reaches your brain, you believe you're a homeowner. That space between there, that's the debt matrix. That's where the banks set up shop. All the financial institution, TV commercials, everybody to sell you shit, all that stuff, they live there. That's where they live. That's the debt matrix. All right. So even though, because there's only one way to buy a house, that's cash. But for some reason you don't see that, right? But the bank says, yes, you could buy a house with no money. They help you, right? Anyway, now there's a conscious debt slaves. That was me up to age 40. I was college educated, 6-figure, earn a nice house, nice car, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't own any of it. I believed everything I was told in the debt matrix to be a high valued man, right? Until I woke up one day, started typing in Google, looking up debt and stuff, came across Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey basically says, take the math that we all learned, take the arithmetic that we all learned in elementary school and apply it to your finances using these baby steps. And that's what I did. I did that and I said, well, wait a minute. If it's only math, what does religion have to do with it? Nothing. So I stripped that out. Even up to Mr. Ramsey's baby step 4, where he says, pay off all your debt. When you get down to your mortgage, start putting away 15% away for retirement. But again, if you put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance, you don't have 15% to put away anything anywhere. So I stripped that out. And I used to say to myself, well, why is he putting that in there? That's called business. That's business. That's it. That's business. All right. So now I just break it down to the bare bone basics, which is just mathematics. Now I'm free. Now I help everybody become free and own yourself and that good stuff. Anyway, welcome to the show. We have a special guest, SMD family member, Antoine Dorsey. There we go. I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce yourself, sir. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, LJ. My name's Kirkland Dorsey. I go by Kirkland, but LJ, you can call me Antoine because you pronounce it correctly.
Okay.
Most people, they mess my name up. That's why I started going by my middle name.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
I guess I've been a SMD member since maybe 2019, 2020, I think. And I was at work, and a buddy of mine named Clayton, he said, hey, man, listen to this guy. He's he's talking about financials. I said, well, I'll give him a shout out. I listened to him. I listened to you.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Your friend told you about me.
Yeah, he told you.
Oh, okay, that's right. I forgot about that. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I listened to you. I didn't like you because I go back to work. I say, man, this dude's crazy, man. He's calling people slaves. And I've been called some pretty colorful language. And I used to be in the military. But that, for whatever reason, stung. So I went to work. I said, hey, man, this dude's nuts, man. He calling people slaves and all that. And then I slept on it. And I'm like, I am what he's saying I am. The other names didn't bother me because I wasn't that. But when you hit me with that,
right,
I said, oh, okay. I said, let me start listening to him again. And I've been a faithful follower ever since, man.
I mean, wow, that's crazy, man. You know how many people have told me that? Man, I didn't like you at first, man.
I mean, dude, you were like straight, no chaser.
Right.
And I guess I needed that. I don't know.
Right. Hey, okay, this is what I want. The reason why, Kirkland and I'm gonna go by your middle name. Kirkland and I be talking in the background, and we go back and forth, and we kind of chit chat about how your life has changed since your eyes have opened up. It's more than just money, right? It's all aspects. So I want people to hear it from you. Your step. I want to hear like your progression steps, how your life has changed. I want them to hear what and you could start anywhere you want to start, from the beginning to where you at today.
I mean, I was the classic unadulterated slave. I had the credit card, the house payment, the student loans, the car payment. I had it all. I was like swimming. I was what I call an overtime whore. I had to be because I had so much debt to take care of.
Oh, you was working a lot of overtime.
I had to.
Right.
And the thing about it, I had money in the bank, but I always told myself that money is for emergencies, so I wouldn't touch it. So my wife would say, "Won't you pay the student loans off?" I said, "Well, I got this money. I'm going to invest this money, and when I get it, I'm going to pay a big chunk." The classic slave explainer.
That's slave explainer. Right?
I mean, when they do case studies, my picture would be there.
Slave explainer.
Classic slave explainer, right? Uh-huh. And then, like I said, once you started hitting me with the slave, and I said, well, let me look at this stuff. Let me check this guy out. Then I said, you know what? The pandemic hit. And then my job started paying me extra money to come to work. I couldn't go out to eat and splurge money. So I started having tons of money. My wife said, well, won't you pay the student loans off? I said, right.
Your wife is saying this to you?
My wife. She was hitting.
Okay.
My wife and Clayton was hitting me about, why do you keep holding on to that money? He said, the money's not really there. I'm like, the money is there. But I was a slave.
Right.
And I said, well, I got the money over there. I can write off the interest. I mean, classic slave explainer, man.
Classic slave explainer. Classic slave explainer.
I'm almost embarrassed, man. But hey,
I be saying that to myself too. When I think back of things I did, I'm embarrassed. But college educated slave. But go ahead, man.
And then I said, well, I started making the money. I started putting dude, once that pandemic hit, I don't know where the money coming. Because I couldn't go out and do all the stuff I was doing.
Right.
I was hitting my student loans $5,000 a month. I mean, I had that much money. My job was working me 7 days a week. I couldn't spend any money. I said, you know what? This might be a great opportunity to get out of debt.
Right.
You know, I had paid. I thought I was going to get laid off. So I had some money. So I said, well, I'm going to pay my car off. I don't want to get caught with my pants down. I said, well, I can always put the student loans in forbearance.
Right.
This year, I said, well, you know what? Let me pay these damn student loans off.
Mm-hmm.
And man, once I got them student loans off me, man, I feel like I got a monkey off my back.
Right.
The only thing that I owe is Wells Fargo.
Right. For the house.
Yeah. And I used to say my job was my slave master, but you told me my job is my tool.
That's your tool. Yeah, exactly.
To get out.
To get out.
And I sleep better. Me and the wife, we get along better. And
tell them about the sleep. That's important. Tell them about the sleep, man. Tell them about the sleep. Tell them about the sleep.
Because I will worry about if I could get overtime the next day so I can make my bills and live my same lifestyle. Stressing. I mean, turning, tossing, got sleep apnea, and I'm worried with stress. Man, it was a recipe for disaster. I mean, I'm trying to tell you, man. I mean, people at my job, they're like, hey, man, you don't sign up for overtime anymore. I said, I don't have to. I mean, I've had people, because I was an overtime whore. I would go to the supervisor if somebody got overtime before me, if they were younger than me.
The class, that's not slave playing. That's just the classic slave move.
Yeah.
Begging. And you don't even know what you're telling your boss when you're begging for overtime. You don't even know what you're telling them.
And look, and I'm telling you, OJ, once I paid those student loans off and everything, I said, hold up. I was working for free too. Once I got all that debt, I still for 10 minutes now. I said, hey, I want my 10 minutes.
Hell yeah.
I said, I don't want for free. I said,
I heard that. For free. I heard that.
And if they skip me overtime, I'm like a couple of days ago, they had me on the overtime list. My guy came in. Boom, I took off. They said, you don't work. I said, I'm gone. I come home with the wife.
Now, what about bringing work home now? You don't do none of that.
No. That's work.
How did you adjust that, and how did your job take that?
I'm a machine operator. So once I leave, I leave.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know, but no. But I used to stay over. I want to see what the next shift, trying to explain the turnover. No, if you're not there at 3 o'clock, all you're gonna get is a high and bye. If you're there prior to 3, I'll tell you what's going on.
Now tell me this: do the people at work, your coworkers, know you're different?
Oh yeah, because I get asked all the time, why don't you work overtime like you used to? You different. Because I'm not stressed. Dude, I don't worry about getting laid off or fired. Nothing.
Wow.
I like no.
What about your bosses and managers? Can they tell that you're different?
Yeah, because they try to throw little trinkets. They said, well, if you do this, we'll let you come in early. I said, or they try to hang dangle dinners in front of me, right? I said,
dangle what? Dangle what?
Like, if you do this, we'll give you a meal voucher.
Oh God.
So you know what I told my boss? I said, no, sir, I can buy my own lunch. I said, I'm good.
I know.
I said, I can buy my own. I said, I don't need it, because that's giving, in my opinion, that's giving people more power over me.
Yes. Just to say they can get through, it's decided you for a food voucher. That's embarrassing, man.
I look, I turn all that. I told my boss, I said, I would do it, but I'm not doing it for the meal voucher. I'm doing it because I want to be a good employee.
Right.
And they just look at me like, okay. Because like I said, I like being stress-free. My house is stress-free. Like my wife.
So tell me about you and your wife's relationship. How is that?
Because if you want your wife to follow you, you have to do the things that will make her want to follow. You can't make somebody follow you.
Yes, you got to do it. Yeah.
If your wife seeing that you're doing the right thing, she gonna follow you, just like a good boss. If you're treating the people right, they're gonna follow you. And so my wife seen that I'm trying to secure the house, and she sleeps better because she wanted me to pay that student loans off. Mm-hmm. For whatever reason, she did not want that in the house. I guess One woman in the house is enough. You don't need two women. Her and Sally Mae.
I know, right? Taking up the room in your house. Baby, can we use that room? No, that's Sally's room. No.
I've been married 24 years this month, and I was
Wow. Congratulations.
And I had my mistress Sally Mae for 20 years. Man, but I got that sucker out of my life, bro. And I'm trying to tell you, if I get a piece of money or I come to something, she go straight to Wells Fargo.
Nice, man. Yeah.
I don't look. Like I said, you see my credit report.
Yes.
You see the only thing on there is my house. I got no car payments, no credit cards,
no nothing.
No nothing. But I'm gonna tell you this, homeboy, and I'm gonna be straight up. The debt matrix is strong. It's calling me.
Now tell what we talked about. Go ahead, run through that. Even because I want them to see how strong this is, even after paying off your student loan debt.
Look, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, right? I'm drinking your Kool-Aid. I'm with everything you say, right? I needed a new bed, right? Mm-hmm. And my wife, I told my wife, I said the bed is interest free, right?
Okay. I already know where you're going, but go ahead.
So I said I'm gonna get the bed. I'm paid off for 12 months. You know what your wife said?
What?
What would LJ say? now
you better not come tell me you financing the bed. You better not.
And she looked at me. She said, "What would LJ say?" She hit me with the LJ thing. Wow. And I'm like, "What?" So what I did was I saved the money up, and then I got the bed. Because my wife can she'll throw your name on me in a minute. You throw your name.
Hey man, that is, I feel proud. I feel humbled. You know, so tell me this. With you guys, how's the, like, when I say relationship, I mean, is it better communication now? You know what I mean? That
I mean, it's one less
thing
to talk about, to worry about. You know, I mean, instead of worrying about how we're going to get that, I think it was like $700. I don't worry about that. I mean, like when we go on before, when I was a classic slave, I go on vacation. I had just enough to go. Then we couldn't do this or do that. Then get in an argument. You spend too much. No,
right.
We go somewhere.
So when you guys came down here, when we met up for lunch, did you guys fully enjoy that? You know what I'm saying? Fully enjoy that vacation.
I'm going out to eat with you. She going to get a massage. I don't have to worry about getting a credit card and pay the stuff when I come back. None of that. As a matter of fact, I think it was already paid. I don't worry about none of that.
Right. You spend what you want to spend. Spend what you want to spend.
And I told my wife, she said, "Well, you sure?" I said, "Go ahead and enjoy yourself." She said, well, she wanted a hair dryer or something a couple months back. She said, well, maybe I get it for Christmas. I said, "Go ahead and get it." She said, "You sure?" I said, "Well, Sally Mae don't live here."
Hell yeah.
I got $700 extra a month.
Hell yeah.
No car payments, no credit card. Homeboy, I mean, you understand. And once I get this house off me,
man, when you pay that house off, Kirkland, when you pay that house off, nobody ain't gonna be able to tell you nothing.
Man, they barely can tell me something now.
You're gonna be a different dude, man. You're gonna be a different dude.
I mean,
they ain't gonna understand you. You know, your coworkers ain't gonna be able to understand you.
Yeah, and I be trying to tell some of my homeboys. We got like not an argument, but it kind of got loud. We were talking about. I said, "Homeboy," I said, "You don't own anything that you make payments on." And he was trying to explain to me that he owned his car. I said, "No, homeboy." He was telling me he had a better car than me.
Where are you at? This is at work? This at work?
Yeah, at work.
Okay.
He said he had because he was busting on my car. I got a 2005 Honda Accord. And he said he owned a better car. I said, "Really? I own the better car." Or maybe the bank owns it. But I said, "You don't own your car. I have the title to my car." I said, "My 05 Honda Accord is better than you're leasing or renting to own." But he couldn't get that.
He still didn't get it.
He didn't get it. He said, "Well, you driving a POS, a piece of shit." But I got the title. They got me to work today, and it got me back.
You know what? I'm surprised you even had that conversation.
Man, it was irritating, man. It was, and I kind of, you know, nowadays that I'm not as much of a debt slave or a slave. You know, I'm like, I'm still a slave because, you know, I got Wells Fargo change dangling on me.
That's just one last, and they already know. They already know.
They
already know.
I mean, for them to send me that letter, they know. They like
tell them, tell the people.
I got the letter from Wells Fargo telling me, congratulating me that I paid an additional $19,000 in principal, and they said, "Well, do you want to call us so we can, maybe make your loan, if it still satisfies my needs? I'm like, I'm good.
I like the way they word it. It changed the wording of refinance into like your needs.
Yeah, I'm like, no, my needs are fine. I get more junk, man. I get so many credit card offers and junk mail and refi. Man, I could probably start a recycling plant.
I told you what to do, man. I told you. You know how they give you those paid for envelopes?
Yeah.
You stuff it all in one of those paid for envelopes. Make sure it's nice and heavy, and then mail it back. They'll get the hint. Yeah. They'll get the hint.
I mean, it's crazy, man. But like I said, I like the freedom. My wife had the she went to go get her hands and feet done. I don't stress about that money.
Right.
I don't stress. I got off today at 3:00. I told my boss, I said, hey man, I need to get off at 3. If you can't let me off 3, I'm not gonna come in. I wouldn't have done that before. He said, well, I can make something happen. I said, okay.
This is the way I know when you talk to them like that, I know they ain't heard no talk like that before. I know that for a fact.
Yeah. I mean, it just, I don't know. It's empowering, man. But
yeah, like it's a superpower, man. It's a hey, me and Andre always say this. It's a superpower.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, now let's do the best part. Tell them about what's behind you. Tell them.
Oh, this right here?
Yeah, that right there. Tell them.
That's my paid off letter from Sally Mae. This is a major milestone and appreciation for the opportunity to have assisted you. They said the opportunity to assist me. You mean rake me over the coals for 20 years?
He got it framed. Now tell them about. You said what you talked about a little when people come in. And
when people come to the house, they look at my wife got the room all nice and set up and everything. They look at the degrees because I got one for VCU. My wife has one for Virginia Tech and VCU. But they concentrate on that Sally Mae, that Navy. And they said, what is that? I've never seen one of those before. I said, you know what it is? I said, go ahead and read it. They said, you paid off your student loans? And their eyes get this big.
Wow. That immediately tells you that they have them and they haven't paid off theirs.
They are more impressed by this than my wife's master's degree from Virginia Tech.
That's crazy.
They're more impressed with that. But actually, that was harder to get.
You went to school longer. You went to school longer for that, being a slave.
Oh,
slave school.
Man, I mean, like I said, and I hear the guys at the job, slaves explaining, and like I said, I stopped trying to preach the gospel,
right?
Because it's hard to be a prophet sometimes where you are,
right?
They knew when I was a classic slave,
mm-hmm.
But I know when you know better, you do better. And I had a friend come to me. He was telling me he's refinanced his house. For $25,000. He was showing me everything he was getting done,
mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking to myself, I know you got more than $25,000. I don't say this though.
Right.
He said he's gonna get this done. But I was thinking, well, maybe if you come to work and then pay, got the car, and I love the guy. I'm like, oh my God.
You sound like me, man. It's like pretty soon you're just gonna be quiet. You got to let them do what because you got to remember the majority of people at work are there because they have to be there. It's not, and that's why a lot of people are friends at work because they have to be at work. But debt slaves don't know that. They don't know why they're friends at work.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
And like I said, man, they go, but also, man, but like I said, the debt makes because like all of a sudden now that I got more money's freed up,
mm-hmm.
I've been looking at this new car. I've been looking at a Camry. Mm-hmm. Now I see them everywhere.
Right.
And I'm like, hey, man. I got to struggle. I struggle too, man. Even though, I'm trying to become, debt free, I got to listen to your videos to get motivated every day. And then Zig Ziglar has a good quote. Motivation is like bathing. You need it every day.
Yeah.
So I got to listen to your videos. Even if I get an old video, I just got to hear that slave, that don't make sense. And I got to, your classic. Man, that kills it for me.
That's why everybody want me to get on camera because I'm gonna be realizing how many facial expressions I make, man. I don't even be realizing that. But you know what it is. SMD family members all know when you hear a slave explaining and they know they don't make no mathematical sense, you be like,
yeah. Look, when you come on and you got the alien picture, I'm like almost disappointed. I mean, why ain't gonna come on camera, man? I'm like, God. I mean,
You know what? When you see me do that, because I don't feel like shaving and stuff, I'll be looking all rough. I'll be like, man, I don't feel like getting on camera right now.
Man, I said, man, I sometimes I'm listening. Like, I can imagine what LJ doing now. I know he don't. I ain't doing that. None of that.
I said, okay, I'm gonna shave. I'm gonna get ready for this one because I want to be on camera, man. Because I mean, when you came up when we had lunch, man, it was nice to sit down, two debt-free people. Looking out at the beach because we sat by the window. For those of you guys don't know, he came to Myrtle Beach where I live. I live in a vacation city, right? He came down, him and his wife, and then we went to lunch. Me and him, not me and him and his wife. We went to lunch. We're sitting at the table, looking out at the beach, just talking about how lovely life is, man.
It was beautiful, man. And the funny thing about it, I didn't go down to Myrtle Beach to see you.
Right.
My wife wanted to go to Myrtle Beach. I said, hey, I never been. Let's go. I think we have been before, been there in a long time. So on the way down there, I'm listening to you on the radio.
Okay.
Get my LJ feel, because the matrix is strong. I got to get my LJ, close. So I'm listening to you. I'm driving. My wife said, does LJ live in Myrtle Beach? I said, I think so. I said, I thought he said North Carolina. And that's when I text you. And I said, oh, and then I talked to my wife. I said, you mind if I go? She's like, yeah, go have a good time. I said, you want to go? She said, I don't want to go. She said, you just go enjoy yourself. And then your wife was under the weather.
Right.
So it kind of worked out anyway, man.
Wow, man. When I listen to you, man, it is awesome that you have a woman by your side doing this, helping you with, you know what I'm saying? Because I can only imagine like two people together be trapped up in the debt matrix and one of them wake up. Because that will be a big problem. You know what I'm saying? You sound like you got somebody that she just like, okay, this is the right way for sure, man. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been with her since I was 22 and she was 21. I'm 51 now.
Wow.
So she met me when I was broke, a debt slave, now a conscious slave.
Right.
I mean, and like I said, my life is so.
Was your wife not in debt?
We just the student loans, the carpet, we were all together.
Okay.
But for me, this is just my opinion. It's like women, I guess they look towards the man to lead the way.
Correct.
She wasn't really stressed. It was always me stressed because I had to work those hours.
Gotcha.
I always wanted to make sure we were okay.
Right. And that's how we've been taught, right? We've been taught. But what I'm saying, and like you said earlier, the woman will follow you if you're going in the right direction. She'll follow you naturally. That's what my woman does. If I'm going naturally in the right, it's not like you better do what I say. No, she sees me do and sees me stress free, and she just goes, "Okay, that's obviously the way. He's a better person. He's nice. We ain't fighting, all that kind of stuff." So
I mean, it just, I don't know, man. Like I said, I definitely would like to come back down there. I want to meet some other SMD. I want to meet Andre. I don't even know what he looks like. But,
well, when it get bigger and bigger, I think once it get, it's because I've met two people now in person, right? But one lives here in South Carolina. He just lives in another area, right? But once it gets bigger and bigger, there's going to be SMD family meetings and SMD family gatherings and stuff like that. It's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming.
And when I'm at work, I hear people talking about these cell phones. Oh my God!
What you mean?
Slave about getting an iPhone 13. They got grown men my age talking about it. I said,
finance
and I can't say them because when you try to say something, they try to marginalize you.
You can't. When you say, when you do that, you're pulling down your mask in public, right?
Yeah, that's on you. Not to do that.
That's on you. I'm gonna walk away. If we together and you decide to pull down your mask in public, I'm gonna walk away.
I'm learning. I'm learning. I mean, it's like, it's like somebody who, you try to help them, but it's like when I was in the Navy, they say, well, if you try to save somebody and they try to pull you down, you got to let them go. They will pull you down in them. But if they come to you willingly, you can help them. And that's how this is.
That is true, man. That is true.
Yeah.
And you got, you know what? It's like what I've learned. This is what I've learned. Instead of getting mad at debt slaves, I just say to myself like this. I go, they obviously don't know because they don't know what they're saying. So
Yeah.
by what they're saying, they're telling me that they obviously don't know. So I'm not gonna get mad at them because they don't know. I'm just let them be, because on the flip side, you know as well as I know, it has to be that way.
You gotta have
to be that way.
You got to have slaves.
You and I, we couldn't live comfortably if the majority must be slaves. It must be that way. That's how capitalist economies work.
Yeah.
So you just gotta. It just hurts when it's your friend or your loved one.
Yeah.
You see him. That's hard. I ain't gonna lie. That's hard. That's hard to watch.
And the main reason that I wanted to come on this live was because all the stuff that you teach is basic, but I see me and you. And I think that's what resonated. Something clicked in my head.
Right.
So I'm hoping that somebody sees me and sees them in me, and something clicks with them and say, "Hey, that guy can do it. I know I can do it."
Right.
Because I'm nothing special. I mean, I'm just a regular dude. I mean.
Nah, man, you're an alien. What are you talking about? You're no regular dude no more. You're an alien now.
But like
we ain't regular, but I know what you're saying. Go ahead.
But like I said, you get a taste of this freedom. Because I got guys telling me all the time, "Man, get a new car, man. You deserve it." I said, "Man, I'm all right." Man, they said, "Man, you can pay it off in 6 years." They don't even go with the 5 years or what. They just say they go straight to the 6.
They going 8 now, 7 and 8.
No, homeboy, I'm good. Like I said, man. I told
you get your car, man. You go get your car, and remember. When you look up Kelly Blue Book, remember when you're debt free, Kelly Blue Book doesn't apply to you because you're gonna buy your car from a debt slave.
Oh, I can't wait.
You're gonna wait to, like, the next couple of years. Ooh. It's gonna be hard for debt slaves. They're gonna have somebody got in over their head with the car you want, and you're gonna get it for half price. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Yes, sir. And I'm gonna give me something nice with the title.
I'm excited, man. So I'm gonna open this up, see if people got some questions for you, man. And
yeah,
please, you don't mind that?
Man. Yeah, anything you want. I'm a brutally honest, man. You know.
Let me put this link in here, man, and see. Now, I want you guys to, because I'm always up here on the mic talking, man. I want you to ask some questions of a man that been through it. He's a regular dude I want you guys to understand. I want you guys to hear how his life has changed. Not only financially, it changes your whole entire life.
Absolutely.
It's empowering. Your whole self-esteem is just, everything is just different, man. When you walk, like, have you noticed this, Kirkland? When you walk into a room or you walk into, people eyes on you because your energy is different. People don't think I'm joking when that happens, man.
Absolutely. Like, who's this guy? What's he doing?
Who is he? Yeah. Why am I paying attention to him?
Yeah. I had some new supervisors come at the job. I'm not a supervisor. I'm a production employee. But they come out like, "Are you a supervisor?" I just got asked me. I said, "No, I'm not a supervisor." I said, "Wow, I can help you though." Because I'm not beaten down like I was.
Right.
Man.
Right.
I remember one time, LJ, I'm working at my job, right? And I got like maybe 35 cents in my account until payday.
Ooh. Say that again.
I had like 35 cents in my account. Ooh, I get paid every week, but I had all the bills, man. And I wanted to spread the job. I had to borrow $1. I didn't tell the guy. I just told the guy I left my money at home.
Wow.
And man, that's a hurt feeling, man.
Wow.
That's a hurt feeling, man.
35.
Nobody wants, and men out there who are out there struggling, don't give up. Keep on keeping on, man. Because just by the time you think about giving up, boom, something's gonna happen. You got to go down fight, man.
Well, you know what it is? You know what it is, Kirkland? You own yourself now, man. You own yourself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You own yourself.
And I heard a good quote from Joe Rogan. He said, "You got to be a warrior in a garden." He said, "Be a monster and learn how to control it."
I kind of heard. Okay, that kind of brought me up. Like, I saw Bruce Lee quote. So Bruce Lee was on the picture, right? Yeah. I saw that one. He said something about if you learn to fight, don't you want to hurt people or something like that? Something about the garden. He said, "I'd rather be but I don't want to go to a war or something. I'd rather go to a war and know how to fight or something like that, or a gardener. I wouldn't want to be a gardener in a war. You know what I'm saying? I forgot the exact term, but it was nice.
In a war.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what I want to be. I want to be able to control my inner monster. I don't, but it's there. And hey man, it can be done.
What you gonna do? Tell me this. What you gonna do when you pay off your house?
Cry.
Oh, wow, man.
Cry, man, because
why? Because Wells Fargo ain't gonna be your friends no more? Is that why you gonna cry? You gonna cry because Wells Fargo ain't gonna be your friends no more?
I'm gonna cry because I'm gonna be able to move because them chains gonna be on my neck. Because like I said, man, if you look at the numbers, I'm not supposed to be where I'm at. I'm from a single mother. I'm a high school dropout. My father was on drugs. I grew up in Section 8 housing. I was born in Newark, New Jersey. I lived in some of the worst projects in Richmond, Virginia. Statistically, I'm not supposed to make it. But I got my GED. I got my college degree. I'm a United States Navy veteran. Been married 24 years. I've been on my job for 20 years.
Wow.
I was not supposed to make it.
This is just the frosting on the cake right here.
But I made it. And now I'm at my job. I got people who graduated from the Naval Academy, engineers. They come to me, Dorsey, what do you think about this? Because they see me, I'm doing my job. And like I said, I told my boss, I don't need an $8 meal voucher. I'm gonna do my job. I'm good. And then I want a trip to a ranch that my job owns, right? And I told the guy, I said, hey man, I'm not doing it for the trip. He said, no, we want you to have. I said, but I'm not doing anything extra. I said, I'm doing my job. I said, I don't want you to think you have power over me. And I know they probably think I'm crazy, but
no, you're an alien. They did, like when they probably think you're crazy because you talk like an alien now. Like they don't really understand that. Like tell them about the stress, no stress, how life has changed. Because I think stress ages you, man. I really believe stress ages a person.
Yeah.
Tell them you don't have there's none.
I'm trying to tell you the craziest thing I thought about today was what I was going to eat for dinner. I get my paycheck. My appointment that I had today that I told you I was going to get a manicure and pedicure.
Okay. Hey, man, whatever. Hey.
That was my appointment. I'm good, man, because I just don't have. Oh my God. I just want, if you get a taste of that nectar of being free,
right?
It's intoxicating. If you get just a little taste of it, you be like, I want more. I want more. And like I said, man, but I thought you were nuts because, like I said, the same stuff you was talking about, I've heard Chris Hogan talk about, Dave Ramsey. I read books, but like I said, when I saw me and you, boom, something clicked. And like I said, I've been called many a colorful name, but I've never been called a slave.
Now, how long did it take you when you first saw me, you said didn't like me, and you said forget him? How long did you go away from me before you came back and started listening again? You know what I'm saying?
I think less than a week.
Or was it your homeboy kept messing with you?
I think it was less than a week because I came back the next day. I said, hey, man, this guy crazy. Me calling people slaves, man. I said, I don't like that dude. I said, I don't know, man. And then, I don't know, but something was just gnawing on me, man. And then I went back and I said, let me listen to this cat again, man. And I said, oh my God. And then my wife said, she's always, she's your hype man. She's like, yeah, you a slave. Yeah, LJ told you.
That is so cool, man.
Hold up. I said, who you married to, me or LJ? Like I said, about a week, man. But like I said, about a week. Maybe that in your face is what I needed.
Right.
It's I know that you're going from away from slave to debt slave, and maybe that debt slave might trigger somebody else. And I see why you do it. Slave triggered me. Maybe debt slave must trigger somebody else.
Well, because first, when you hear slave, you think of the movies. Oh, how could another black man say that? Blah blah blah. See, debt slave. I'm trying to get everything to where I remove
There's no
the
ambiguity.
opinions. Yeah, remove the, like, when you know how debt slaves always talk about the red pill, right?
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying financial red pill. So
Yeah.
when they hear that, they're like, okay, I've heard red pill because they have many different versions of red pill. So when they hear financial red pill, they're gonna be like, what's that mean? Right? Remove all the slaves' opinions. I remove their opinions.
Yeah. It's nuts, man.
We got somebody up here, Lessons Burn. I think you see if he got a question for you.
I
What's
hope
up,
he
Lessons
does.
Burn? What's going on, sir?
Hey, what's happening, fellas? Salute.
Hey,
Salute.
salute, brother.
Hey, I'm making some dinner right now, so I can't stay long. But straight up, I just wanted to salute to you, brother, and thank you for your service first and foremost.
Oh man, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Right on, no doubt, man. I also want to give you your flowers, because it's one thing that really sunk in with me, especially towards the end of what you was talking about, is a realization that it's a lot of brothers out here that, you know, I'm not gonna say you don't have a voice, but brothers like you, they don't really get exalted and talked about. You know what I mean? A lot of people want to focus on all the negative things, but people don't realize there's a lot of brothers out here doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
And you know, and your voice isn't necessarily extremely loud, but what you're doing is far more impactful than what a lot of people with the megaphones is doing.
Yeah. Man, I appreciate that, brother. Man, that touched me. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Because they try to marginalize brothers like us who don't follow the flock.
Damn
You
right.
know, they say, well, he's a troublemaker. Look, why is he doing that? Why is he not following the protocol? Well, the protocol is what got me into debt. You know, and when I was a younger man, I got out the Navy, listened to other people. I went to college, not because I wanted to, because I would listen to other people.
Right.
You know, but now half my life is gone. I'm 51 years old. I don't have another 51 years. I know this. These next whatever, I'm living for me and my wife. I'm gonna have me a good time. I'm not stressing. I'm not stressing about who I owe, why I gotta go to work, if I need some time off. No. I remember one time, man, I'm going to work. I got a limp. I think I busted a blood vessel in my leg, but I needed the money. I said, man, what? I'm not doing that anymore, man.
Yeah.
Because I was a slave.
Yeah. Right
Chains
on.
is
Yeah.
rattling. Can't even sleep.
Right. And that's one thing I was just.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna let LJ say, your chains rattling so bad you mess your paint job up on your car.
Man,
Scratch your car all up.
Hey, LJ, I don't mean to steal your material, man, but it's good stuff.
No, man, it's for everybody in the SMD family. Go out there and say whatever. I mean, you pull your mask on in public if you want it.
Hey, I'll take LJ's quotes all the time. You said slave school earlier, boy, I was dying.
And when he said slave Spain the first time, man, I said, what did he say? Slave. I said, what kind of slave Spain? I had to go back. I
What
said,
slave
man, crazy. Hey, man, but LJ, I'm not gonna lie, man. There's some days, even now, man, when you say some stuff, I said, man, forget LJ, man, because you still be stepping on my toes, man. You know, and like I said, I mean, I love you, man, but still, you still step on my toes, man.
Hey, man, that's why you got that thing framed behind you. Look at that.
Yes, sir.
I guarantee you the one in a million that got a framed, paid off letter framed right below your degree to show that you actually own your degree in that frame.
And I'm glad you said one in a million, not one of a million.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely not one of them. No,
it's
one
a difference.
in a million.
Thank you.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because I tell you what, I guarantee you this, maybe, I mean, besides another SMD family member, I bet you will never run into another person that has a framed, paid off letter of their student loans hanging on their wall. Good luck.
LJ, you're probably right, but I hope you're wrong.
Well,
yeah,
you gotta remember.
Yeah, hopefully LJ can, hopefully with LJ, we can add more to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we will, but I don't want too many because I like it. Okay, I like the economy. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Because that's kind of something I was thinking about. It's crazy because this coincides exactly what I was thinking about earlier. Because I was at work and you know, they, like you said, they try to dangle a carrot out in front of you and try to pile on more work. Like, you know, you can't you can't pull the wool over my eyes and give me something that ain't in my job description just because you act like I can't afford it on my own. And that's all. I
Yeah,
mean, I put it in the chat, but
$8
it's like
lunch.
these jobs, yeah, like these jobs be trying to hold people hostage as if, you know, you control you control my refrigerator opening up and shit. Like,
Hey,
come on,
Anthony,
man.
you heard what he said? He said, hold like hostages.
For real, dog. That's how it was, because it was like, you know what I mean? Like with me, they say just like today, they try to, oh, we gotta get this out in third. And you know what I mean, it's Friday, right? And I asked them straight up, I said, because we had a bunch of people come and help us to get our stuff out over there. And you know, these like office people you never see out on the floor. I straight up asked them, I said, where y'all been at? Where was y'all at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Yeah, you want to come over here and hop in crunch time and try to get, you know what I mean, try to come out here cracking whips and stuff. But if y'all would have been periodically coming out here and or at least sending somebody to see what was going on before the, you know, the issue comes up. Now your issue is my issue, and I don't get paid for that. I'm sorry, you can't afford to pay me for that. I mean, you could, but you're not going to do it. So
Yeah.
I'm not even going to go there with you.
Now, I was 20 years in IT, man. They got me good. I ain't gonna lie. They got me good. They got me real good.
And
They
you
were
was slaving,
paying me.
man.
They was paying me 6 figures, but they were getting triple that out of me for free.
Of course.
For free.
You got to carry your weight, man.
For free.
You think
Because my
I'm
last
paying you
job,
6 figures and make you work for only do $50 hours of work? That don't make any sense.
oh, they got it. I remember bringing my laptop home every day, my phone, and I would keep my phone with me around the house just in case if I got an email or a phone call. I didn't realize that when I was in the debt matrix, but I mean, there was a couple times I would say like I put my phone downstairs, and which is the dumbest thing. I tied my work phone with my personal phone. I merged them anyway because I didn't want to carry 2 phones. But I would leave my phone downstairs in the living room and then go upstairs to the bedroom for a minute. And then after a while, I forget. I'd be like, oh, shit, I left my phone downstairs. I might have got a call or a work email. Automatic.
Yeah.
That was automatic. I didn't realize that till I got out of debt and quit.
Hey, man, your picture might be next to my picture when you do the case study.
Well, we all look alike. We're all debt slaves.
Yeah.
We all look alike. Ain't no color.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot out of here though, but
Hey,
salute
you
once
ain't dinner,
again.
man. What you cooking for dinner?
I'm just doing a grilled chicken and some salad.
Oh man,
Oh.
okay.
Look at him being
I'm
healthy
trying
and
to
shit.
yeah, I'm trying to get clean and lean, man. I got a few things to work on, but
I heard that.
yeah, I'm trying to get that way. But yeah, no disrespect. I mean, I want to kind of rephrase what I said when I said it's a lot of brothers behind the scenes. You know what I mean? That's doing good things and stuff. I don't necessarily mean debt free. You see what I'm saying? So you set yourself apart in that, you know what I mean, in that sector. So now you even a step above that.
Yeah.
But that didn't really click in my mind until LJ, he almost had the poke and prod to get you to say, your real background, because you didn't want to lead with that. You know what I mean? A lot of brothers will come, oh, I come from this, that, and the third, Section 8 and stuff like that. You didn't lead with that, right?
Right.
You led with, I do my job, and you you led with, not a victim mentality. And I really like that.
Oh yeah, man. Because my thing is this, man. Nobody can hold you down, man. When you point the finger at someone else, you got like 3 or 4 point back at you. No one can stop you from paying off your bills. No one can stop you from taking care of your family. No one can stop you from taking care of your wife. No one can stop you from investing in the stock market. No one can force you to go get rims. Nobody can make you do that.
Right.
Yeah. And see, one thing with that, I learned from somebody. He said, because sometimes when you say this stuff, it sounds damn easy. And he's like, why don't more people do it? And one dude told me, he said, what's easy to do is also easy not to do. Right. So it's not, it's easy to go to the gym. It's easy to eat better, but it's also easy not to do that stuff and say, I'll wait. You know what I mean? So once again, man, salute to you and your family. Thanks again for your service.
Hey, man.
Give your flowers while you're here.
In the background. Yeah. You too, man. I appreciate that, homeboy.
Alrighty, man. Y'all stay up.
Salute.
All right. Later, Lesson. Appreciate you jumping on, man.
Yeah, man. I like brothers like that, man.
You know, in Seattle, I guess you want, if you can call it that. I mean, Seattle projects are not really like projects, but I grew up projects called Rainier Vista, right? And honestly, my experience in the projects, I had all my friends because everybody was so close. If one friend wasn't home, I could just go to another. I had a ball where I lived. I didn't really realize I lived in the projects until I started going to school. Right. As soon as I started going to school, I had a couple of people that tried to tease me where I lived in Rainier Vista. It was like a joke, but I didn't care.
Yeah.
You know, I was never a follower. I didn't really care what people thought, even when I was a kid. But I was like, I enjoy where I live. I enjoy Rainier Vista. I loved it there.
Yeah.
Loved it there, man. I had a ball growing up in Rainier Vista. Where I lived in Rainier Vista, they got a new Rainier Vista now. It didn't look like that today.
Yeah.
I had a ball there, man, but my mom, man, me and my sister, we had our own room, had cable TV. I mean, it was
man.
You know?
That was middle class, man. Hell, let me tell you something. I didn't have my own underwear until I was 17, until I went to the military.
What?
Up until 17, I had to share underwear with my brother.
Wow.
I didn't have my very own underwear until I joined the military.
I
was 17.
I never experienced nothing like that. You know, that takes a strong mind. I mean, what kept you from going the wrong direction? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I had a couple people in my life that kind of watched over me. When I used to deliver newspapers, and there was one guy named Mr. Green. He would let me cut his grass and hang out over his house. Then my mom would make sure I came in the house before it got dark.
Yeah, that's same with me. I had to be
mom,
before. As soon as you hear the buzzing at a light, bzz, you know, remember that sound?
Yeah.
Bzz, I knew to go home right there.
And my mom was kind of tough because she was a single mother. I mean, my mom didn't play. You see my eyeballs? She didn't play. If I got in a fight, right, and I lost, I go in the house, she whoop you. Then you go back out and fight again.
Damn.
Excuse my language. She didn't fuck around. You understand what I'm saying?
But that was important, huh?
She didn't fuck around. And then as I grew up, I was getting older, no father in the house. I had said something to her that she didn't like. And she said, "You're out of here." She said, "I got 2 other kids." And that's why I had to drop out of high school in 10th grade. I wasn't even old enough to sign myself into the military. She had to sign me in.
Oh, were you starting to act up or something? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I wasn't going to school, acting up.
Gotcha.
Being a nuisance, being a irritant.
Gotcha.
And not being productive, not adding any value to the house. And she rolled me out of it, man. But going to the Navy saved my life.
Gotcha. Sorry.
Yeah,
click on something real quick here.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm back. Yeah, man. You know, when I remember growing up in Rainier Vista, I don't know, when I was young, I naturally, my mom was like that. I remember growing up, we had chores, and I don't remember when my house chores started at what age. Because I grew up just doing chores, right?
Yeah.
I had certain things to do after school on the weekends. There was no exceptions. This is what had to be done. And I'm glad my mom did that. But I remember one time I started going to school. I came across this kid and we were talking, and he told me he didn't have any chores. He didn't have no bedtime. He could go into the house when he wanted to. I was like, what? I was amazed. I was like, you can stay up late and watch TV as late as you want. You don't have no chores enough. So I went home. I said, "Mom, I was at school today and little Johnny said he didn't have no chores or nothing." My mom just looked at me and said, "So what they got to do with you?" And I was puzzled. I was like, "Well, nothing really." She said, "Okay, whatever."
Yeah. But it kind of worked out because I know how to keep a house. I know how to wash the refrigerator, stove.
Yeah.
All that stuff. And my mom, her big thing was, this was every weekend. You know, you got up, you ate some cereal, watched some cartoons.
Yeah. You know you had to catch them at 7 unless you missed them, right?
Yeah. And my mom thing was, she used to love me to wash the refrigerator and stove weekly.
Wow. Gotcha.
And I asked her one time, I said, "Why do I have to wash the stove and refrigerator every week?" You know what she told me?
What?
"I like the way you do it. Now get back to work." I remember her telling me that. I thought that was so cold, man.
That, you know what, that taught me a lot too, man. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't, because I was like you, man. Those chores is irritated. I was like, hey, mom, so-and-so wants me to go out Saturday and have fun with. She said, well, you better get your chores done tonight. Else you ain't going. I was like, well, here I am Friday night doing my chores so I could go do something Saturday.
And I never understood. I'm like, why do I have to wash the stove and refrigerator every week? Because we had them old refrigerators when they didn't have the defrost. You had to chip all that stuff out of there. You know what I'm talking about? The young ones may not know what I'm talking about.
Oh, man, that's way back. Okay, got it. When you mean when the stuff would build up on the freezer?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know, like me.
Yeah. But I think about it now. I was thanking my mom a few years back for doing that, giving me chores, because that put structure in me in a really, really young age. And it also for some reason, like being home, I remember I had to be home before the light. When the lights came on, that was my signal to go home. Yeah. I had to be in the bed at 9 o'clock. No, I had to brush my teeth. No brush my teeth.
You sit, shower, shave, and in bed by 9.
Exactly. No starting brushing my teeth at 9 o'clock. I had to have everything done by 9 o'clock, right? Or else that was my ass. So I was gonna get in trouble, right? And I didn't hang around because even though I stayed in the projects, right, there were bad kids in the project. I just didn't hang around those kids. Plus, I couldn't, but I just didn't because I knew whatever they were up to. I was like, nah, I'm good. My mom's gonna whip my ass if I try to do that.
Yes, sir.
A couple like, man, who cares, man? You can stay after 9. I was like, no, I can't do that. I got to be in the house before dark. I have to be.
My mom handing out ass whoopings like candy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm 51 years old, and I still remember some of them. But I tell you this, OJ, I got some of my best sleep after a good ass whooping.
I know. After all that hard ass crying, after all, you sleep well after all that. I remember when I started getting older. When you get older, the whoopings don't affect you anymore, right? They just you have to. I had to start pretending to cry.
Yeah.
Right, but then my mom knew it switched up, so she started switching up her tactics, and it was just they all worked. They all worked.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. And like I said, you're a 50-year-old guy. I'm 50 guy. I mean, we two different coasts,
And here we are on the mic.
Yeah,
here we are talking.
And that's why I relate. I gravitated to you. That's why you my dude, man.
Man, I appreciate that, man. I really, man, to see how, I'm excited for you, man. When I got 3 people now that are on track of paying off their house, and one of them is my sister.
Oh man,
yeah.
Is that the sister you had to move in with after you sold all your stuff?
Yes.
You thought you were a crackhead?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Everybody started talking about what's wrong with LJ. Why he living in a room with his sister? He's 40-something year old. What's wrong with him? All the debt slaves talking. Just blah, 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 blah. They're all in debt.
Slaves, man. They don't own nothing.
Don't own nothing. Just think about it. Think about it. When you pay that house off, you really got to understand that. This is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to do. I want you to start thinking about what you would love to be doing that wouldn't feel like work. Because I believe everybody has something in their life that they love to do that doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
And then I want you to start building a business or something around that, because you'll never work another day in your life.
Yeah, that's what they say. You find what you love.
Yeah. This is what I do right here. I'm going to be doing this until I'm dead.
Hey, man, I hope so, man. I hope you live to be 100.
Because just think, you know as well as I know, I don't ever have to upgrade my skills because math never changes. It'll be like this to the end of time. They always be financing cars and phones and houses and shoes and washer and dryers and vacations, but it must be that way.
Debt slaves are born every minute.
Every day. Debt slaves are number one. Debt slaves are number one.
Oh man, stop it. Hey, I mean, like the Bible says, there will always be poor people. And I know you don't quote the Bible, you strip religion out, but some of the stuff kind of parallels to what it
does. And when you get out, check this out. When you get out of debt and you start reading the Bible, you look at it differently. You're like, whoa. Whoa, you know, you
Yeah.
look at it totally different.
Yeah. And like you said about paying taxes, they got a verse in the Bible where it says, "Give Caesar what is owed to Caesar." Your
What you mean?
taxes.
What's that mean?
Pay your taxes. Like when you say
Oh,
pay your
oh yeah,
taxes.
oh yeah,
You
oh
know?
yeah. You know what's so crazy though? Once you get out of debt, you'll see the true purpose of taxes.
Yeah.
You'll see, like, oh, that's why you don't cheat on your taxes, because you don't have to.
Yeah.
You
But
don't
I'm
have
not going to
to
answer
cheat.
that part. Have I ever done that before?
What?
Cheat over taxes. But
Say
like,
that again.
I'm not going to answer that part. But I will tell you this: I was a classic debt slave.
you know what's so crazy about that too? This is so crazy about that. When you are in debt and you're a debt slave and you cheat on your taxes, it's obvious.
Yeah.
Right.
And
But they don't
send me
know.
letters.
They don't know that it's obvious. Debt slaves don't know that it's obvious that they cheat on their taxes. They don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Because 2 + 2 is 4 today, yesterday, and 100 years from now. It always has been. You can't.
Always has been.
It's around 2.4. No, 2 and 2 is 4, brother.
Because if the IRS is knocking on your door, they're there because they already know the answers. They're just coming to see if you're gonna lie about it. That's all.
If you're gonna lie.
Oh, you're gonna lie? Okay, we're gonna penalize you. You're gonna keep lying. We're gonna keep penalizing you.
I got a homeboy right now, and I love him like a brother. He owes the IRS about $70K, and just bought a car. It's a beautiful car, though. It is. I even asked him, "Can I borrow it?" But I could not bring your name up or what we do.
Oh,
man.
no, you can't talk to nobody like that. You might as well stop talking.
Because I don't. I love him. He's like a brother. Close. He's actually close to me than I am with my brother. And I was torn. He sent me pictures of the car. I mean, I like it, but I couldn't tell him, man. I just like, that nervous.
That's the only debt worse than student loan debt. IRS debt.
Yeah. The only way you get out of that unless you die or pay it off.
You got to pay it off.
Yeah.
Damn. And they're charging them interest.
You damn right.
I went to get my truck. I went to get my truck transmission done, right? And the owner of this transmission shop, I would start talking to him. Yeah, they always know the energy is different, right? Anyway, long story short, I told him what I do. He owes $500,000 to the IRS. 500. I said, what are you going? I said, what are you going? Now he's my age, our age. I said, what are you going to do about that? He said, well, I do have a house that's worth about that. I said, why don't you just sell that and pay off oh, no, man, I've been in this house for a long time. And plus, I don't have the house in my name. It's in my mom's name. I'm just thinking, you guys all say the same shit. You think it does something if you put it in another person's name and not, it's mathematical. It all leads back to you.
They know what you're doing.
They know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. Obvious. You got $500,000 in debt you owe to the IRS. You obviously don't know what you're doing. Obviously. But I told him, he said, oh man, I got these lawyers, man. I said to him, what are those lawyers doing for you? What are they gonna do? He's like, oh, they just do. I said, damn.
Hey,
I thought to myself, you're gonna die a slave.
I bet you it'd take you 4 days to get 8 hours sleep.
I bet you don't get no sleep.
I could imagine.
Can you imagine $500,000? No. You
My
ain't
student loan
sleeping
was
well.
only 50, and I couldn't sleep.
Ooh. Man. Crazy. That's just and I was just kept talking to him about it. He was acting like it wasn't a big deal.
He's a better man than me.
Damn. That is slavery to the T.
I mean, I would love to see all the chains on him.
Oh man. And he owned the transmission shop. His dad opened it. And then I guess his dad passed it to him, but I guess he's
that's like many years of not paying taxes.
That's what that is. Yeah. pretending that you didn't, you forgot, and I can only imagine how many excuses the IRS hears from debt slaves over and over and over, and the same old stuff. They think it's all. They think they're saying something different, but they all say the same thing.
Yeah. And I like to tell people, you remember that gangster Al Capone?
Yeah.
The FBI couldn't get him. You know who got him?
IRS.
The IRS.
Sure did. He got his ass died. He died in prison for tax evasion.
The IRS. You make okay, you can get away from, but you got this. How did you get it?
Right.
Where's the money come? I mean,
yeah, you have to explain. I mean, debt slaves don't understand. You got to explain that stuff. You can't just say, "Oh, I got 50,000 from my grandma or something." Okay, you got to show us. You can't just say it.
No. I mean, I saw a movie and the guy, I think it was called Set It Off, and it had a guy character. Remember Set It Off?
Yeah, I know. I like that movie. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
They had Luther in the movie. He said 3 people I don't fuck with: the I, the aura, and the S.
Now, Set It Off was the women, right?
Yeah, it was with the women.
You said Luther was in it?
Huh?
You said Luther was in it?
No, that was the character's name.
Oh, yeah. Okay, gotcha. Oh, Luther, the owner of the cleaning business.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You
know, so funny. They always make this was so crazy. Growing up, being in the debt matrix, they make you scared of the IRS, right? Everybody's scared, but if you just follow the rules, you don't have to be scared of nothing. Just follow the rules.
That is true, LJ.
That's it. Just follow the rules.
Yeah.
If you follow the rules, taxes can help you build wealth.
Absolutely. Yeah. I see that now. You know, before I did, well,
but you know now, man. You know now.
Yeah.
And the credit report is how we identify each other, right? If you want to know, like, if you didn't know me, and I mean, we could know by the language we speak. You know right away if somebody understands it by talking, right? Yeah. But slaves don't know that your personal credit report shows if you know what you're talking about, because it's blank, or maybe one item on there, maybe one item. Other than that, no, you ain't got credit cards and car notes and collections and
I told somebody, I said, you know, your credit report is your owner's ledger. I told my boss that. We were talking. He a young boy. He's my boss's boss, about 38. And his eyeballs got this big. He said, your owner's ledger. I said, yeah, homeboy, those are people that own you. I said, those are people you work for.
What'd he say?
I mean,
was he glitching?
He kind of blew him away because he just
was he glitching in the debt matrix? Did he start glitching?
he kind of looked at me and he shook his head and he walked away. I think it was like overload, But like I said, I got to stop spewing this stuff, man. Sometimes, man, I'm not losing all my friends because of you.
No, it's because of you, because you keep opening your mouth, taking off your mask.
I know.
You keep pulling down your mask in public. You keep doing that, showing your alien face. That's up to you, man.
But you got some good one-liners, man, and I like to share them, man. I mean, like I said, I'm just going to talk to other aliens like myself. I mean, there's not many of us out there, though. It's not many of us. When you tell it, man, people get offended when you talking about. But I'm not doing that. I got an iPhone 8. They got the iPhone 13. Like, why don't you get a new phone? I'm like, this one's fine. I'm good. Why don't you get?
What they say?
I mean, they always tell me why I need something new. Why I need a new phone. Why I need a new car. I'm like, I'm good, man. I mean,
why you need it? Why you need it?
Because misery loves company, and I guess slaves want other slaves. But I got rid of my chain. I like this freedom. I can move my arms.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't do that before, man.
Your car ain't getting scratched up, where you get in and out, your door handles. When you go reach for the door handle, the chain hits the door. You close it and then bam, bam, bam.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, man, homeboy, I used to slave explain. I didn't realize how much slave explain. Hey, Nick. Nick, I like that guy. That's the young boy.
NYC?
Yeah.
Shout out to NYC for $4.99 super chat. A debt monster knows how to hide a body, but forget that 1 + 1 still equals 2. The debt monster.
Oh, that's MIC. Okay, sorry about that. I thought it was Nick. Yeah. You know, but like I said, man, but like the Matrix is very, very. Hey, man, I'm trying to tell you. I don't know.
Well, I look at it. Whoever designed this system, when you get out of it, it commands respect.
You damn right, brother.
It commands respect. It does. I mean, millions of people believing, millions of people that in their whole life is a mathematical illusion, and they don't even know it.
Yeah. I mean, the debt matrix does not let you leave willing. I mean, you got to fight your way out that so much.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
I mean, it's like glue.
Yeah.
But once you pop out of there, you like, I'm not going back in there.
Yeah, it ain't no going back. You ain't gonna wake up one day and say, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and finance this car for 84 months. Let me just go ahead and do that. I'm cool, you know.
But you know what, LJ? A while back, you had a guy who I think he said he missed being a slave because he said he wanted a new car because he wanted the safety features.
I know you're talking about.
And
that didn't. Okay, this one doesn't make sense to me. Okay,
go ahead.
That tells me that he never got out.
Okay.
Because you don't.
So weird, man.
You don't go back from. You don't wake up one day and say, "Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and finance a car because it was a great deal." And you don't do that. That means he never got out.
Yeah, he was talking about all these new features, and you said, "Well, my car's 25 years old, so you saying my car isn't safe?" And
right.
I said, "Man, that makes it must be strong." I was like, "Whoa!" And then somebody put in the comments, "He missed being a slave. He must be a slave."
Yeah. Yeah, you don't get out of slavery and get back into slavery for a car. That tells me that person never got out. They were just making up stuff, right?
Okay.
And I'm surprised he even told me. I'm like, do you know who you're talking to? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I would feel better if he had never gotten out.
Right.
And, okay. So he probably just told a little fib, whatever. Yeah, but I mean, to go back and get that beating again?
I couldn't even. I would be embarrassed to sign some paperwork that said I had to pay 84 months on one car, 7 years. That's you notice this. That's why they put it in months. Have you noticed this?
Yeah.
Because they don't know that debt slaves don't really understand that 7 years. That's why they use months. So they won't know that. Months sound lower than years.
Yeah.
That's how they trick them.
7 months on a depreciating asset.
On a depreciating asset. Depreciating. That's crazy. But now, and they think the car goes down in value as soon as they drive it off the lot. Mm-hmm. The car goes down in value as soon as they step on the lot talking about financing it.
Yeah.
They're about to embarrass you. They're probably in the back room laughing. You know how they keep coming back, making, oh man, can you do 450? Can you do 5? Can you do 550? I'm going back here. My man, he's gonna do hard for you. No, they probably just go back there laughing at you. This dude's about to finance a car for 7 years. Promise us money that he haven't even made yet.
Yeah. Don't even know he's gonna be live 7 years from now.
Exactly. And you heard me always say that. Debt slaves finance taxes too.
Yeah.
They don't know that they finance taxes. Anything they finance, they're financing taxes too. That's bananas.
That is, and I see all these paper tags. I told my wife, I said, man, those are guys who didn't even have the money to pay tax and title. Because when you pay your tax and title, you get a real plate. I said, man.
Well, here I don't think here in South Carolina, you can't get any car you buy, you come with a paper plate and then they mail you the plates. I think every state is different. Like in Washington, every plate is with the car. You got steel plates unless you buy a brand new car, but used cars always have steel plates.
Okay.
Here in South Carolina, you get a car, it's paper right off the bat.
Oh.
And then they mail you the plates.
Okay.
Because here, if you get pulled over and you ain't got insurance, they'll take your plates.
Okay, make you park it, yeah.
Yeah, they make you park it. No, I think they'll tow your car and take your plates.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I got insurance. I don't never worry about that kind of stuff.
I don't know who you're talking to. I got insurance. You're not talking to a slave.
I know, right?
Like you said, Who you talking to?
Who you talking to? I know who you talking to. Who you talking to me?
You ain't talking to me. I mean, you might give me like you said. You said you 2% slave. I give myself maybe 5 or 10% still slave, but I'm a conscious slave.
You're a conscious slave, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm only saying that because I don't own where I live. Once I own and you working on yours, I'm working on mine. Once I own where I live, you guys see the way I am today. When I own my house, oh man, you ain't man. Yeah. I ain't gonna have no tolerance level for slaves. None, 0. None.
Oh, and you do now?
I'm you know, this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at them like they don't know. Okay, that was me. I didn't know. I was a college educated slave. That's what I was, period. I had my degrees, all that, engineering, top engineer, but didn't know how to use arithmetic on my finances.
Ain't that something, man?
Crazy. Crazy. We took math in college. Did you take math in college?
I took college algebra.
Me too. I took math, algebra, but I didn't use arithmetic on my finances. Nope. The debt matrix is strong. It's powerful, man. It's powerful. It ain't got nothing to do with your degrees. Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. I got guys at my job. They got engineering, went to VMI, the Naval Academy, and look miserable, slaving it up.
Slaving it up. He said slaving it up.
I mean, but sometimes, man, I'm not gonna lie, man. When I get off at 3 and I walk through the parking lot, man, I see some nice cars, man. And the debt matrix, he's like, "Hey, man, you look good in there."
Right.
I said, "Uh-oh, let me go get some LJ."
But you know what? This is what now. If you look at it from the employer's view, right? Oh, just imagine if you were the boss. You look at the parking lot, you see all those new cars, you say, all those people are going to be here for years, begging for overtime. Look at all the people that are going to be here for at least 84 months. All those people.
Yeah.
Financing cars, rolling up. Hey, you notice how every time somebody comes up with a brand new car, employees will come out and go look at that other employee's new car out in the parking lot. They don't know what they're doing. When they're out in the parking lot, the bosses just look at them like, look at all of them. Now, about 2 or 3 of those guys are probably going to go finance a car so they can be just like that person.
Yeah. Yeah. We had one guy, this guy had a Bentley. It was a used Bentley, but nonetheless, it was a Bentley. And I mean, he's a production worker like me. And I'm like to myself,
are you serious?
I swear, a Bentley. I don't know what year it was, but it was a Bentley. It was better than my 05 Honda Accord.
And he was there working. He was a regular worker with a Bentley.
He's a production worker like me. And we got the vice president. I mean, they driving Honda Accord. I mean, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know the guy. I'm like, how does he afford that? A bit. I know it's a used one, but still, they got to be still pricey, right?
Well, I mean, I'm sure it costs some bread to get fixed.
Oh yeah, even if it costs $50,000 to get it fixed, got to cost some.
It costs some bread. But if you're a regular worker, it's like, what are you doing with a Bentley? That'll make no sense.
Bentley.
None.
Man, I was this close to following that dude home. Cause I gotta see what kind of house this guy got. But I said, you know what? That's none of my business. I'm taking.
Well, you automatically. Well, it's already answered. He's driving a Bentley and he's a regular worker. That should be your answer. You already know.
Yeah. I said, man. I mean, I see Mercedes. I said, whew.
You be seeing any Teslas at work?
Oh yeah, one of my homeboys got a Tesla.
Tesla.
He'll call the Tesla and they come pick him up.
Is he making payments?
I don't know, but
you got to listen to him speak. Next time you see him talk, just like, oh man, that's a nice Tesla, man.
But I haven't heard any slave. This is before I knew you though.
Okay.
And so I really didn't pick up the slave. I haven't talked to him since I've met you.
Okay.
So if he was talking slave, I was understanding slave because I was a slave.
Gotcha.
So it probably didn't resonate. But if I talk to him now, I could pick up if he's a slave. Because we talk to people.
Because people with finance Teslas, they think they're saving money on gas and they not.
No, not one dime. Not one
He's
dime.
like,
Not paying
look,
Elon Musk.
I can call it. I can call it to me. It's like call it. The bank don't give us. Bank don't care if you can call your car to you. It's their car.
Yeah, the bank can call it back to them.
I know the bank will call. They sure will. They'll call it right back to them. Stop making payments. They'll call that car. It'll drive from wherever you at back to wherever their lot's at. It'll come right back without using the feature. And that's without using the Tesla feature. They'll do that without the Tesla.
They come and get it. Because like I was telling somebody, I said, man, there's a difference between buying and financing. Because I had a buddy said he just bought he had to get rid of his truck because the gas was killing him. He said, I just bought an Acura, beautiful. It's gold. I said, man, nice. And I said, he said he just bought it. I said, did you buy it or did you finance it? I said, you know there's a difference, right? I got that from you.
What'd he say?
He financed it. Guess how much the payments are, man?
Oh God, $600.
$700 a month.
That's without insurance.
The same look you did, I did. I hope you didn't see me.
If you standing in front of him, how is he not gonna see you?
Because I was trying not to do it.
Oh,
I'm like, I hope he didn't see that. I kind of
$700.
$700. I said, oh my God. And he's been there like 3 years. I've been there 20. They got different levels of production worker. I'm the top level. He's like in the middle. And I'm like,
$700 a month.
I'm like, yeah. Then I said, yo, you gotta let me borrow, trying to make light, I'm trying to clean up my look, because I didn't want him to see my look.
I just wouldn't even be talking to a person like I'm like $700. I mean, because you think about it this way. I remember when I used to finance cars and I would go to the car lot, I would be there all day.
Yeah.
All day. They must have been laughing at me. There is no way I would spend more than first of all, I wouldn't even step on a car lot anyway.
Yeah.
But let alone sit there for 8 hours to buy one car. They must have been laughing at me, man.
Yeah, they knew you was a slave. They wasted your time. They stealing your money. They knew. Hey, he's a slave. He not going anywhere anyway.
Well, because when you're a slave, you don't own the time in your life.
Yeah.
You don't own it.
You were telling that time that when your wife went to go finance a car, you were on your way out of town.
Yeah.
You told them to hurry up.
No, we were going to the beach.
Yeah.
We were going to the beach that day. It was a beautiful day, man. I remember, and she must have stopped there. She obviously stopped there before she came home that day, right? So I'm sitting at home. We're like, okay, cool. We're about to pack up and go to the beach. All the kids hop in the truck, and then we head on down. She was like, hey, can you pull in over here at this parking lot over here? I was like, why? She's like, oh, I just wanted. Then as soon as I pull in, they came out greeting me. Hey, Mr. Young. I was like, Mr. Young, how you know my name?
Yeah.
Oh, your wife came here. She said, I said, hey, if we're not in and out of here in 5, I was still a slave back then. There was no way I would say, you better get your ass back in the car. We're leaving, right? But I said, if we're not in and out of here in an hour, I'm leaving because I don't want that car. They got me done in an hour.
Yeah.
There is no way. I mean, today I'd be like, I don't know why you pulled into a car lot because there's no way I'm even driving on that thing.
Yeah, I'm not putting my name on anything.
Nothing.
But for we say 84.
That's 7 years. Do you know? I found a credit lending agency. They finance cars for 12 years, 144 months. 144. And I heard, and I gotta look this up. I heard there was some special financing Chevy was doing, I think, for the new Corvette. 20 years.
Stop it.
20 years.
Oh my God.
Now I have to find this myself on my own. Somebody was telling me about this, but if they can go to 12 years, why not add an extra 8? Somebody want a car that bad, you go 20 years on a car?
Oh my God.
Man.
God bless him.
Man. And you see these people. I see a lot of new Corvettes driving around here, the new style, the mid-engine body style.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Yeah, they're beautiful cars, man. But if you're making payments on it,
yeah.
Especially those, I see it since it's the vacation area. You know those 3-wheeler. You know those where 2 people can sit in it.
Yeah.
Did you see a lot of those when you came down here? Did you see
Yeah.
those 3? Okay, there's a lot of them down here, right?
I
They be putting lights and shit on them and wings and all this other stuff. If they financing that thing, oh my God.
What are those things called? About 20?
Slingshot. Oh no, they're not even close to that. No, they're under 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're just 3-wheel. Look like I don't know if that's a motorcycle engine or not. I'm not sure, but it's not a regular engine, I don't think. But they're slingshots. Yeah, slingshots.
Oh, those are nice, man. I've seen that. I would love to get in one, but
If you pay, hey man, if you got the money and you want to buy one, yeah, go ahead and buy you a slingshot. But if you financing a slingshot, listen, if you're listening to this video and you own a slingshot and you're making payments, let me tell you something. You are doing it wrong. You are the biggest debt slave ever if you're financing a slingshot. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. If you're coming down here to Myrtle Beach and you're showing off and you got lights on it and you're making payments, you better go ahead and turn it back in, slave.
Unreal,
man.
I don't know. So
anyway, man, I feel proud and humbled and happy at the same time, man, that you and your wife are just on a whole different level, man.
Oh yeah, man. And like I said, man, I've been up here for a while, you know, but I just appreciate you. You know, I'm glad I gave you a second chance. And I learned something from you. Like I said, I saw me and you, and you changed my family tree. You know, because I don't know, man. I'm kind of choked up, man. Coming from where I come from, and like I said, man, I heard everything that you preach. I've heard before, but I don't know, man. Maybe I just needed to hear.
You know what it is? If I didn't use the word slave, it probably wouldn't have got your attention.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had to use that.
It shocked me.
Like, who the hell is he talking to? You know what I'm saying? It gotta get you. It blocks out everything else. Say, who is he calling a slave?
Yeah,
you know. And then when you listen, it got your attention, man.
Yeah. For like 3 days, I didn't like you.
For 3 days. So you were thinking about me for 3 days, and the whole 3 days you were telling me, I'm telling yourself how much you didn't like me.
Because man, I called you a whole lot of names, man. But no one name I didn't call you.
What?
Wrong.
Wow. Okay. Because the math kept adding up.
Yeah. And I'm trying to. I'm like, well, I got that 50, and Dad. I'm like, oh yeah, it's still 0. Well, if I do this, if I had the equity in my home, my network, well, I don't.
Oh, is that what you were doing?
I was trying to reason you wrong. You know?
That is funny.
So I'm like, well, I got my equity in my house. Well, it's not your house. Well, I got the 50,000 over here, but you owe 50,000 credit card. I mean, student loans. Well, I got. Damn. That's something right.
I can't get around math. I cannot get around this damn math.
I said, man, that's SOB. I said, man. I said, you got me. And I've been a family member ever since, man.
Man, I want it, man. When you pay that house off, and where you live now again?
I live in Chester, Virginia. It's a suburb of Chesterfield, about 20 miles outside of Richmond.
I want to go out to dinner, man. You guys pay that house off, man. That's a celebration, man.
Oh man,
we should do dinner.
Man, I might have an SMD party, man. Come on out here, man.
And you know what? And then you know how they always say, "Hey, what are you celebrating here?" You know how they always say that. You'll never hear nobody say, "I'm celebrating paying my house off." That's what I'm celebrating. You make sure they say that out loud at the dinner table. What are you celebrating? Paying my house off.
I think I know one person. And I work with him. He's an older cat. He said he paid his house off 20 years ago. Oh, that's the only person I know.
Wow.
And I said, man, when he told me he paid his house off 20, I'm like, you paid your house off. And I'm thinking, what about the tip? You don't have anything to write off. Slave explaining.
No.
I mean, what about the tax? That don't make any sense. No, not doing LJ. You gonna pay.
You know, that's so funny. You always hear the slave say, "Oh man, I could write off interest." You're happy to write off something that you don't even have to have in the first place?
Yeah, that don't make any sense. You slave explaining.
You slave explaining. You can't, but you can't tell them that. They don't know that.
Yeah.
But they really believe that equity in the house is theirs. That they didn't have the money to buy the house, but they believe the equity is theirs.
Or if it's yours, take it out without applying for application, without getting credit card.
Exactly. That's what I told somebody. I said, hey, next time, if that's your equity, I said, I want you to walk in the bank. You say, tell the bank, I want my equity out of my house and I don't want to sign no paperwork to get it. See what's going to happen.
Yeah. I guarantee you, they can roll your ass out there.
They go, say, sir, what are you even doing here? Get out, sir. Security, come get this guy. It's a slave. Yeah, I mean, excuse me, a customer. Customer back.
Yeah, it's all good. Hey, man, hey, LJ, how long we been up here, man?
Oh, hour 30, man. Hour 30. I mean, I was trying to, you know, I'm glad you jumped on. I was trying to get some other people to jump up and ask some questions, but you know, it's a sensitive subject. People just really.
I mean, this, and I would like to tell people, don't be embarrassed by it. Learn from it. Somebody else you probably could save somebody else some trouble. They listen to your story and say, hey, you know what? I don't want to make that mistake. You know, I told you the fire is hot. You don't need to stick your hand in to know it's hot. I already got burnt.
Right.
Don't do what I did. I want to save you a whole lot of time. Don't. I told my niece, she went to Norfolk State. I said, hey, do not mess with the credit cards. They're gonna give you free T-shirts and all. I said, do not mess with that.
How old is she? How old is she?
She's 17, 18. And I sent her your videos.
All right.
And I asked her questions and stuff. You know, I said, you don't want to get caught up in that. You know?
What'd she say? Is she responding to it well?
Well, she told me what I wanted to hear, but I'm not trying to force feed her.
Right.
I just send the videos and I leave it alone.
Gotcha. That's perfect. That's actually perfect. That's actually perfect.
But I got one niece. I sent her a video, and she got a car when she graduated, and I didn't say anything because this is my niece.
She financed it. That's all right. She's young. She's young.
And the thing about it is, the wife and I, we're dinks, right? The people without kids always try to tell you how to raise your kids.
Right.
So I said, okay, I got to put my 2 cents in my pocket. Those are the first people always trying to tell you how to raise your kids. The ones that don't have them. They got the best advice.
Right.
They know everything about kids. They don't have any. I didn't want to be that guy.
Right.
So,
but they don't know that. Yeah, you ain't got no kids, but you got the different kind of advice that doesn't matter if it got nothing to do with having kids or not. You know what I'm saying? They don't know that though.
Yeah,
they don't know that.
So, like I said, I hope but she's feeling a little pain now with that car.
She's what?
I told her, I said, just get yourself a nice little beater until you get your thing up. Hell, she's 24. She got a better car than me.
Oh, but she making payments.
Yeah,
don't mean nothing.
Well, it don't, like I said, it don't mean a thing if it ain't.
That's what I meant to tell you too, man. With me, now they're out of debt, I don't see fancy cars, fancy house. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if they're making payments. It don't mean nothing. Is that the same way with you?
But I don't think.
Are you still impressed by people's stuff?
Well, I don't know if I'm impressed, but maybe it's the matrix. I don't know, man. Because I do notice the fancy car. Maybe because I want one. I don't know.
No, I mean, you can appreciate a fancy car. Okay, maybe I'm saying that wrong. Not like, oh my God, that guy must be rich to have that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that.
I used to say that. I don't now. I wonder if it's paid for it. I do say that.
Yes, for sure.
I'm more impressed by what's paid for now. Show me a title. I'm impressed.
Kirkland, this guy Mike said, Kirkland, how long did it take you to pay off your debt?
Well, hell, I paid off that $50,000 last year in student loan.
Oh wow!
Because
you were hardcore.
The pandemic, my job was paying me time and a half, and it would give me $500 a week bonuses. They was working 7 days a week. Everything was shut down. I couldn't go out to eat. I couldn't movies, Starbucks, all that was shut down. I didn't know how much money I was leaving my house. Because on Sundays I would go to Starbucks on my way to church. Then after church, I go to Zaxby's. That's 4 times a week. That's 4 times a month.
Wow.
And then during the pandemic, my job provided lunch and breakfast. So for like a year, I didn't have to buy lunch or breakfast or buy food.
Gotcha.
If I had lunch over, I would bring it home and eat it.
Gotcha.
And man, once I paid that first $5,000, I told my wife, I said, where does this money come from? So like I said, I started with that last year and I got that thing. Man, what's the date on that thing? 8/27/20.
That's the payoff date?
That's the date on there.
That's the payoff date?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 20 last.
So it's been a year.
So you went hardcore.
I told him, I said, man, where the hell I get $50,000 from? But all those bonuses, I just kept everything. And I got that taste, that little sweet nectar, that freedom.
Yeah.
A couple links dropped off. A couple more links dropped off.
Yeah.
And I had already paid my car off because I thought I was gonna get laid off.
Right.
I said, well, I could pay the car off, right?
Right.
I could always put my student loans with deferment. That was my because it was a good debt. It was a good debt.
That slave played it.
Slaves playing like a son of a bitch, man. And this all, I mean, just not from going out on all the bonuses. And then when it's something you want, if you can find out what's important to a person, follow their time and their money.
Right.
And my time and money went to get Sally Mae out my house.
Right. And also too, you could tell how a person treats their own time. Like your time, once you own the time in your life, time becomes priority. And then you really, because like right now, I don't let people waste my time. I just don't let that happen, because I always respect other people's time too. It's a natural thing to do. If I say I'm gonna do something at a certain time, I make sure it's gonna be there at that time because you got your own life, and you know what I'm saying.
I can't if I'm 20 minutes late to your point, I can't give you those 20 minutes back.
Right.
Yeah. That's the one equalizer for rich and poor people. You can't buy more time.
Nope.
No. Yeah.
Well, see, being a slave, you forget about that. Like we all know we're gonna die, right? We all know so that by default, time is the most valuable thing on earth. Time.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I look at it now. I don't allow stress in my life. I don't allow it. Because once you get it off your back, once you own yourself, I just don't allow it in my life, period.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, man, I celebrate my 24th anniversary, the 27th
of this month.
Yeah, the wife and I, we're going to the Outer Banks.
What's that? I don't know what that is.
It's a little beach resort in North Carolina.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is it a beautiful place?
Paid for. No credit card.
Oh, you paid for it.
I've already paid for it.
Oh, so nice.
Even more, like I said, I don't deal with credit cards.
How long you guys staying up there?
I get there Sunday. I'm leaving Wednesday.
Have you ever taken a vacation and stayed 2 weeks to a month?
No.
You got to experience that, man.
I would love to.
Next time you guys plan a vacation, you do 2 weeks minimum.
Oh, man.
It's going to change your life.
Am I going to want to go back to work?
Well, it's going to change the way you look at work because once you when I quit my job first, the 2 weeks, I was stressing. Then 1 month came. I was like, God, out of all my years, I never took 1 month vacation ever.
I've never.
Ever, right? Once I made it a month and then 6 months, once you hit the year of not working a traditional job, it took me a year to break the 40-hour work week, to understand that Saturday and Sunday are not special. Mondays are not bad. You break all that stuff. Yeah. You're like, whoa, everything changed. So this is what I strongly suggest, man. Next time, especially something like this, 2 weeks minimum.
Yeah.
Because when I first quit my job, I went to Hawaii for 2 weeks by myself.
Oh, come on.
2 weeks. Everybody was like, 2 weeks? Who you going with? I said, no, just me by myself. By yourself? oh my God, you must be rich to go 2 weeks. I'm like, no, I'm not rich. Just 2 weeks. It was the best. It was so, it just changed my life, man. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You got to do it, man. You
I
got to do it.
will definitely take that advice too.
Mm-hmm.
I would
Start
definitely
out with 2 weeks. You got to ease into it. Just ease into it and say, babe, we're going for 2 weeks and we're going to enjoy ourselves.
Oh, man. My wife going to look at me like I'm the man. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. And then you'll work your way up to a month. But then at that kind of, when you go 2 weeks, this was going to happen. You're going to start thinking of ways that you're going to create something that's your own, and that won't be nothing. That won't be nothing once you start creating your own, because you can't really do that. It's not many jobs that's going to let you go on vacation for a month.
No.
Right? So that means you have to create your own. You have to create something of your own.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hey, I don't see you got your Cash App. I haven't seen a whole bunch of Cash App go through.
No, I haven't. I don't really throw it up too much. There's my Cash App just in case for people.
I like that. We got to support you, man.
And there's the shirts. If you want some shirts, there's some SMD shirts right there, scrolling on the bottom. If you want to check that out.
Hey, did the cat from London? He finally get his shirt.
He got his shirt. I posted a couple pictures of him in it, man.
Where you post the pictures at?
Huh?
Where you post the pictures?
No, I saw him on his on my Instagram. Go look at my Instagram.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah, let me let me put that up there, because I asked him could I put the pictures up on that's my Instagram right there. So if you go to my Instagram, you'll see Atticus.
Yeah, I love his voice
in the shirt. Yeah, I know, right? I might have him narrate the book, you know. But that's the first shirt in the UK, first SMD shirt in the UK, man, which is awesome, man.
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah. But yeah, man. Okay, we can just the people, not too many people coming up. I thought it was gonna be more people come up and ask you questions, man. But you know,
man, it's fine, man. And I'm not going anywhere, man. I'm always, if I'm not doing this with you, I mean, I'm always in the background putting up comments, because like I said, I don't know. I'm not getting the alert sometimes. Sometimes I just happen to look at my phone, boom, I'm like, oh, it's alive.
Yeah, I try to because that's up to YouTube. So I try to put it in the community, in the community area of YouTube. So hopefully you guys get those alerts with that. I try to put it in a lot of places so you can get well, what I suggest do is go to the channel, unsubscribe, resubscribe, and then go to the bell and then click all.
Okay.
Right? Because they might do that because you know how people subscribe to channels but never go. YouTube might run through their stuff to say, okay, we're just going to do this, and if you're serious about they know you will probably resubscribe or update or whatever the channels that you really follow, because there's a lot of people out there that they got a lot of followers, subscribers, but they're not real subscribers. They might have paid for them or something like that. You just never know.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was good to be on the live, homeboy.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks for jumping on, man. And, I really do.
I gotta make some time. I gotta come down and we're gonna have some more dinner or something.
Yeah, man, we can do that for sure, man. With me this time we'll do the couple thing, right? So we can. I want just I just want a debt-free couple having dinner.
Yeah. Plus, like if I try to backslide or slave, my wife goes, I'm gonna tell LJ. so you don't have to worry about that. But if I go backsliding and I'll get finance or whatever,
you ain't gonna
let you know.
You know good well you ain't going back. Ain't nothing. Something got to be serious, life-threatening for you to backslide.
Man, you ain't lying, bro. They gotta say, man, we're gonna take a leg. I said, okay, I might sign it.
Yeah, exactly.
I got another one left.
Am I gonna die? Yeah, okay, I'll go ahead and do it. All right, go. Exactly.
All right, then, man.
All right, man. I appreciate you jumping on,
man. Stay blessed, brother.
Come on anytime, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right. See, those are the testimonies I like. I love that, man. I love it, love it, love it. It's very humbling. It's very sorry, still late outside. It's humbling. It's it's just it just lets me know that I'm on the right track of my of my purpose. It's a superpower. You know, I'm teaching millions. I'm teaching people something that millions of people don't know. The ability to see negative numbers psychologically. That's the answer to all capitalist economies. That is the answer. That is the answer. SMD will be here till the end of time. Everything, every content I create, video, whatever, will always be relevant. Always. No matter what year it is, SMD will be relevant. Because math never gets old, ever. Math, 1 + 1 = 2. Math was here before I was born. It's going to be here well after I'm dead. There must be slaves. Must be slaves. All right. Any questions of me? We've been on here almost 2 hours, about 15 more minutes to 2 hours. You guys got any questions? You know what's so crazy, Gabriel? I hear that a lot, and that means so much to me. That really does. It means a lot. You know, because I know you guys are going to take this information, and trust me, Gabriel, I ain't forgot about my million. You still gonna owe me $1 million, all right? You guys are going to take this information and be whatever you want to be. Be whatever you want to be. There, you will know that there is no limit. There must be slaves. There must be slaves for any economy, any capitalist economy. The majority must be debt slaves. They must be. And the one thing I love about capitalist economies, it's a choice. It always has been and always will be. Either you trust a calculator or you don't. Period. If you don't trust the calculator, hey, you're just on the wrong side of the capitalist economy. That's it. Since I've become debt free, I have a whole new respect for taxes. Total respect for taxes. Total respect. Now I understand why they're there. If you create something, listen, and a lot of you debt slaves ain't gonna understand this, but as soon as debt slaves, no currency exists for debt slaves. None. Zero. Nothing. Gold, silver, money, crypto, nothing. Since no currency exists for slaves, guess what they do? They pay your taxes. Debt slaves pay for everything, including taxes. Everything. You just have to create something that has value. You have to create that. Once you create something with value, debt slaves pay for everything. Taxes, your vacations, your retirement. They pay for everything. Everything. Hold on for a quick second, you guys. Sorry about that. I had to get the door. Okay. Debt slaves pay for everything. Do they know that? No, they don't know that. It doesn't matter if they know that either. Who cares, debt slaves? Without you, there could be no us. So if you think you can buy a house while having student loan debt older than your children, thank you. You financed a 2022 and 2021. Thank you, debt slave. Thank you. Slaves are number one. And if you're cheating on your taxes, if you are cheating on your taxes, you are the ultimate debt slave. Shout out to Kirkland for the $49.99 super chat, or the super chat or super sticker. I can't tell. But thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I guarantee you this. With with Mr. Dorsey here, he will be the only person that you guys will find on YouTube that has a framed, paid off student loan letter hanging amongst his degrees on the wall. Guarantee you'll never find another person with that. Never. Good luck. Good luck. Thank you, sir, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. You are welcome, sir. You're welcome. Thank you for reaching out to me when you came in town and we had lunch together, man. I appreciate that. It's weird. It's weird seeing when you guys always see me on camera talking right here, right? But it's different when you see each other in person, right? You're like, oh, okay, that's Antoine, that's LJ, okay. So yeah. So we got it. If there's any other questions, if you got questions, come up and hop on and ask the question. You don't have to get on camera. Now, like I said, there's a shirt. Don't forget to subscribe. Any questions? Any questions? Do I really? Do I look small on camera? Okay. I'm excited to get back in the gym. Now that things are kind of like calming down a little bit, I feel comfortable getting back in the gym. What'd you say, Antoine? I'm surprised how tall you were in person. That's funny. That is funny. No, I could tell, Antoine, when I walked into the restaurant, it's just that it was that look like, oh wow, now we're in person, off camera, you know? Because I want people to, when people see me in person, I do want you guys to see I am the same person. There is I'm not fronting, you know, this is me. I speak about debt slaves, just debt slaves. There's no changing from person to off camera, whatever, right? But nah, man, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you reaching out to me and inviting me to go out to lunch, man. That was just awesome. That really was, man. It was a beautiful day that day too. Beautiful. That's why I live here. That's why I love it here. That's why I love it here. What'd you say, Sal's? LJ be like, yes, this is alien, shun. Yeah. I mean, I'm good. You know, it's more of a like awareness. It's awareness is being obvious of the being aware of the obvious, right? So if you come across a debt slave that says, hey, I got a great deal on a car I financed for 84 months, right? Instead of looking at them like, oh, you're dumb for doing that, you got to realize that they don't know what they did, or else they wouldn't have did it. They wouldn't, if they knew what they were doing, they wouldn't have financed the car for 84 months. You see what I'm saying? But since they don't know, they did it, and they're telling the world. Like if you go on social media, debt slaves do that all the time. Hey, look, I just got a raise. I deserve a new car. Look what I got. And then you see all the debt slaves in the comments. Congratulations. You deserve it. Blah, blah, blah. You deserve what? You deserve debt? You deserve to pay. Listen, you deserve to pay on one car for 7 years, promising money that you haven't even earned yet. Of course, you're going to be working overtime. You haven't earned the money yet that you promised to the bank for the next 7 years of your life to a depreciating object. You can't go up to a debt slave and say, hey, man, you do know cars go down in value, right? Yeah. Then why are you financing it? You're financing something that goes down in value. And those same people talk about investing. Why would I listen to you if you haven't even invested in yourself? You're making car payments. You obviously haven't invested in yourself. That's obvious. And you're talking about what? Cryptocurrency. That's why you're talking about cryptocurrency, because you're making car payments. Anybody talking to you about cryptocurrency, you say, are you making car payments? If they tell you yes, you say, that's why you invest in cryptocurrency, because you're making car payments. Hey, man, you better jump in on Bitcoin because it's this, that, and this, that. You got student loan payments? Yeah, that's why you're talking about Bitcoin, because you're making student loan payments. People invested in Bitcoin and mortgage payments at the same time. You can't do that. What are you doing? You can't do that. You cannot do that. Any questions? You guys got about 5 minutes? Got about 5 minutes. I'm telling you guys right now, next year is the year for SMD. Believe that. I could just feel it. Right now, I was right now where I'm at. I was trying to figure out what am I do next. I already know what I'm doing next. I'm getting things in order for preparation for next year. I'm going to be ready for it. And when I say ready, I'm talking about tax wise. Next year, when SMD blows up, I'm going to be tax ready. Everything's going to be in order. When that blow up, everything's going to be in order. Because after I get that straight, guess what? SMD's going to blow up, period. That's what's going to happen, period. Yes, sir. You're right about that, Andre. And I'll be tax ready. I'll be tax ready. Believe that. Preparing. All those ducks are getting lined up right now. Tax ready. Because one thing I've noticed right now, put it this way, you guys, when you're a debt slave and you're taking advice from people trying to do business, they're always telling you, go get your LLC and get this and that. And they be talking all these different business licenses. But one thing you don't understand, who's telling you that information? Debt slaves? Debt slaves telling you, are you getting business advice from debt slaves? They're telling you wrong. Can you imagine how many people? Oh, man. No, sir. Nope. There's a big difference. I found a needle in a haystack. Okay, I did. I found a person that's personally debt free. I said, you're the dude. I told him right off the bat, I ain't got no debt. So me and you know, you and me know something different than the majority, and the majority of people in your field, right? Yeah, okay. You know not to cheat. You know I won't be cheating. You know I won't be hiding money, pretending I forgot about an account here, pretend I didn't get some money on my Cash App and all this stuff. Because slaves believe if they use all these different Cash App, you don't think you have to claim any of that money? Yes. Put it this way. If you're getting money, let's just use this example as Cash App. If you're getting money across Cash App and you're not claiming it, I guarantee you Cash App is doing their taxes properly. Cash App is doing their taxes properly. So if you're not, they're going to come after you. What do you think? Yeah. Exact. Taxes are, I look at it different. Like when you got to pay your way in to be, put it this way, you got to make sure you pay your way in to become tax sovereign. You got to pay your way in. You got to pay your contribution. Once you do that and you create, once you're in, you're in. Okay, I'm just telling you, once you're in, you're in. But you got to pay your way in. That ain't free. Once you get in, and then you turn around and say, oh, that's the purpose. They're not mean and evil. Taxes are, because when I grew up, I was always told taxes are bad and they take everything from you. And then you look at the tax bracket, you're like, oh my God, the more you make, the more they take. Well, yeah, it says that on paper, but that's mostly for debt slaves. Once you get out of debt and you're like, oh, there are no economic classes. No, there's no lower class, middle class, upper class. No, there's not. That doesn't even exist. Economic classes don't exist. There's only two kinds: debt class and the non-debt class. Those are the only two classes. Yeah, we're going to be doing something on Sunday. Oh, I'm way in the corner, ain't I? Wow, I'm way over there. We're going to be doing something on Sunday. Q&A Sundays, of course. I'm not sure the time yet, but we will be pretty soon. I'm not sure. I'm trying to read two things at the same time, and I'm not making any sense when I'm talking. I see Out of the Ordinary trying to connect, but he's not fully connecting there. I'll wait to see. IRS collect taxes, then they send it to the aliens. They sure do. Once you put it this way, okay, the reason why you can't see taxes if you're a debt slave, number one, you can't. If you're in a negative, you can't see the true purpose of taxes. Number two, when you get out of it and you create, you don't work hour for hour. It's different. What's up, Out of Ordinary? What's going on, sir?
Hey, nothing much. I'm gonna let you continue on before I, mention anything.
Huh?
Oh, I saw you were talking.
Oh no, go ahead. It's on you. Go ahead.
Okay. Something came to mind that it hit me when you mentioned SMD International, and it was something that I read about not only debt here in the United States, but debt in other countries around the world, because a lot of people don't even think about it, about the fact that not only here, in places like South Korea, in places like Russia, in places like Japan, that this is a system that's worldwide. Don't just have it centered here. It's worldwide.
Yeah, laws is capitalist.
Exactly. And I was looking at because I watched I just got through watching like a TV show basically, and it had something to do with like debt in South Korea.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at how it's even larger, like their household debt is even larger than it is here. And I'm just like, wow.
In South Korea?
In South Korea.
Wow, okay.
And keep in mind, their currency is worth less than ours is. So they're like, I know we're in a hole, and that's not to take away from us being in the hole, because we're still in a freaking hole. We're still in the negative. But
when you say we, what are you saying we?
As in, like, here in the U.S., people that are slaved here in the U.S., they're
you're talking about the debt slaves. Okay.
Exactly. No, I'm free.
He said, no, let me make sure that's clear. I'm free.
I'm far, because one thing I always look at is, and here's something for like people that don't give like too much insight to it. They might brush it off like, whatever, I'm fine being a debt slave. It's like, no, don't be fine with that. If you're here and you dig yourself out of debt slavery, you get yourself to zero and you start to get yourself on that positive note, don't think of yourself as just being ahead here in the United States. You're ahead around the world.
Exactly.
That's the point of it. You're ahead around the world. Because it isn't just here where we have that slavery at. That thing is taking over. So really understand, once you're able to see those negative numbers here, just the power that you're going to have.
Well, that's the answer. That's the answer to all capitalist economies, the ability to see negative numbers psychologically. So you can go, if you decide to live in another country and it's capitalist, you're going to be able to fit right in. It's easy.
Exactly. It's really easy. And I want to ask, did you have any plans to add any because I know you always do article reviews. I love when you do the article reviews.
Oh, okay.
Um, did you have any plans to do any article reviews on household debt or anything like you know how we'll see the reviews of like slaves all the time when they come on and they're like, yeah, like who was that one guy who was like he just bought like a car or something like that, and he was talking about how he's working like 3 jobs. He's like working 3 jobs, going and I think he was doing like Uber or something like that, and
Oh, that
something
was a
else.
while ago, though. You talking about to do a while ago, right?
Yeah,
Oh, I think. Oh God, what was his name? I haven't seen him in a long time, but I know you're talking about.
yeah, it was a brother, and
Rideshare? Was
yeah,
it
like
rideshare?
yeah, he was doing like a ride share app. He was doing
Yeah,
the
I
ride
think
sharing
he
and
was doing like
everything.
3 jobs or something like that. Yeah, yeah.
He was talking about how he still got his debt and everything, but
Hmm.
he was like, "Oh, but you see, I'm investing in this and I'm investing in that, and you know, I'm keeping on top of it."
Right.
But bottom line, did you think of like looking and finding articles not only from here in the States, but articles from outside to do reviews on that?
Um, I mean, as long as I mean that's a good. I know what you're saying. That's a good idea. That's a good. As long as it's the economy's capitalist, it'll be all the same. And that's a good idea. I might look into other articles and other like look at like for example, I'll just use Canada because it's
Right,
going to be exactly the same. So that's a good idea. I
exactly.
think I'll do that.
Because then it will show the importance of people like that. It's not only centered here.
Hmm.
It's once you get this in your mind, you're above. Ah man,
Yeah.
the picture is even bigger than they think.
Yes.
You're above even billions of people
Yeah. Yeah. It goes from millions to billions. You're
to
right.
billions,
You're right.
and it'll really help.
Because it includes all capitalist economies. Right.
Exactly, help people understand just how important this is.
Hmm.
I didn't even think of it. I kept my mind to like, oh, just here in the U.S. But once you start really like noticing things outside and the entire world, you're like, hold up a second.
Hmm.
This is like you said, anywhere a capitalist society is,
Hmm.
this is happening.
Hmm. Because Andre's been pushing me. It's like you got because I had to slowly. I'm slowly starting to think internationally because it really is international, right? It really is. Everything's connected. All of it's connected, right? But
Exactly.
until I learned the ability to see negative numbers psychologically, I didn't know that, but now I do. So it's going to slowly get there for sure.
Oh yeah. Shoot,
And you're
taking a
young, man. You do know the advantage that you have at your young age, right? You understand that.
I've seen it, and it's hard because as much as I look, I'm like, oh, it really blows my mind. Like all
You
the
know the
argument
advantage you have at your age, though, right?
I do.
Yeah, good, good, good.
Like it even kind of scares me almost because I've the things I've heard before about like, oh, you gotta go and be making this and you gotta go and be doing that. It's like my whole world is kind of like, I won't say falling apart. It's just it's it looks different now.
Right. It feels different when you go out and about too, right?
It feels really different. Like I can notice when I'm out driving and people
Mm.
are all on a rush, people are all speeding past you and such, and I'm just like, do you know, like you're gonna kind of arrive at your place around the same time where you gotta go, right? Like
Right.
what's the hurry? And then I remember I'm like, oh yeah, they're slaves, so
They're slaves.
they
Like when
they
you're right,
gotta
because
get
when
there.
I'm out in traffic like that and they do that, the cutoff thing, I just let them have it. You want the lane? Go ahead, man. I ain't in no rush. Go ahead.
They gotta get those seconds in because their master's calling.
Yes, they gotta hit. It's like obviously, if you're willing to tear your car up, wherever you gotta go is more important than me. It's
Much
gotta
more
be,
important.
gotta be. That's
Much more
crazy.
important.
That's. Are you now? Are you back in the States? Because I know you were in Mexico for a little while, wasn't you?
Yep. So I was in Mexico. I went back to Alaska. I handled everything with my house, so my house is sold now. It's all sold. I got my check and everything, and
Mhm.
I'm super in the positive now. And
Wow.
that's why I said now the worldview is completely changed, and from now
Now tell
things
them
look
how old you
way
are. Tell them
different.
how old you are, man.
I'm 26.
Now, how many how many friends do you have even understand you financially speaking?
There's many that don't. I thought I had one guy that I thought he was getting it. He was getting the understanding, but
Mhm.
you know, then I was with him and I saw he got like a new Best Buy credit line and he was talking about, hey man, we should build some some super builds and everything, like super rigs, like having like a computer all built up
Oh,
and get
gotcha.
desks and everything.
Mhm.
And I'm like, dude, I'm like, that's cool and all, but his situation's not good. I'm like, are you sure about that? And I mean, I just tried to like, cause I mean, he's another man, and I'm like, I'm not gonna tell him exactly what to do, but I'm
Right.
like,
Right.
maybe you should think about the situation you're in. And
Right.
then I saw he had a post on Facebook with he actually went and got the new rig and all new parts and everything, and
All on that Best Buy.
all on the Best Buy credit
Mm,
line.
mm, mm, mm. So you left it alone. You didn't say nothing else to him, did you?
Nope.
Good. Okay.
I was like, looks nice. And that's kind of how I kind of, that's one of the things I'm learning is in order to
Right.
be able to really, because I don't want to completely cut off people.
Right.
I'm learning how to move within that.
No,
How
that's
to,
good. That's good.
instead of making a alien mask base, like we have alien faces, I'm learning how to really make that like an actual good working slave mask, basically, to say like, hey, yeah, it's all good, and it doesn't break me if I see them doing something that's
Right.
crazy. If I see them doing something that's crazy, hey man, all good for you. Just make sure you have your plans in order.
Right.
Make sure you.
See, this
It's
is
hard
me.
to
This is
explain.
me right here. Mask off, mask on, mask off, mask on. I don't take my
Ugh.
mask off in public.
I, I kind of do, but I try to like not fully like freak them out. I try to like just kind of hide in the shadows a little bit so they kind of like see it, but they not really seeing it. Like,
Right.
hey man, just kind of speak from the shadows, like you know, close the face off. Like, hey man, it's probably not good for you to put that all on credit, right? I mean, but you do you. It will look nice, but
Yeah,
what
your life is gonna be
what
just
do you
like
need it for?
totally, man, man. Because right now you're young, so people they really don't see you because they're like, oh, this guy's young. He don't know what he's talking about. He ain't been born long enough, and they think it has something to do with that, right?
They
So
really
you're gonna
do.
be invisible. You're gonna have an invisible superpower.
Yeah, because it's it's weird because like I said, I'm rethinking everything, and I had thoughts of like the way I would orient myself, right? Because I always would get things like used.
Hmm.
I always would get things used. I always would make sure things are like mm, basically easier on the wallet. But then when I really looked at, okay, look at how much you have saved. Look at the fact you have no debt. The things you can do when you have no debt is just amazing.
Amazing. Yes, it is amazing.
You get you new furniture and you don't finance it. You could just pay it all the way off.
Correct. Yeah.
You could really prioritize your health. I got a new mattress because like I had this old mattress for the longest of times. I got an entirely new mattress. Paid
Mm.
a pretty penny for it, but I
But it's
didn't.
worth it.
It was worth it.
Yeah.
And before, it would always. I was the type of person that would hurt me to like make a big purchase. If there's
Mm.
something was above like 1,000,
Hmm.
it would kind of be like, ugh, I don't want to do that because
Right. Right.
my mind was trained to still be scared of that. But
Mm.
now in no debt mode and positive savings mode. I'm
Mhm.
like, no, it doesn't hurt, because as long as I have a good income coming in and I'm able to recognize how much do I have for income, how much do I have saved,
Plus,
make sure I'm not
you got to
spending
include phantom income too. You have to
phantom
include
income
that.
and all, and
But
then it doesn't scare you anymore. You're like, oh,
no.
never mind. I can't actually afford that.
Well, fear, false evidence appearing real.
Exactly.
That's
And
what it
now I
is.
have actual evidence. I'm like, no, I can make that purchase. And
Correct.
I'm good at making that purchase.
And it's
And
good to do that every now and then, so you can feel that, right? Because expensive is different for every person. Whatever, like when
person,
somebody says something's expensive, that's why I don't never say that ever. I don't never say that, because you could be out and about and say, "Ooh, that's expensive," but according to who? Somebody could be standing to you next to you saying, "That's not expensive for me." You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah, oh yeah. And so many things are different now. I've got to thank you for that, LJ. One of the things that hit me was about renting, and that's the thing. It's funny. I ran into another person's channel who was like about, getting themselves out of debt too, and it seems like a lot of young folks get hit with the thought of, oh no, you need to go and get yourself, 200, 300,000 in debt with a house. Because
Mm,
you see, you could get the house and then you put a person in it and then you do all this and all that. And it's like, no, renting is just fine.
yes.
I'm renting now, and now things are different. Now the contracts look different now. I'm able to read into it and see, wait a
Mm,
second. The
mm,
difference between the house is, if I want to get out of the house, I basically have to pay somebody $10,000
mm,
to get out of the house, with the
yeah.
equity. I think um didn't uh didn't Dorsey talk about did Dorsey mention anything about that, about the cost of like getting into the house and getting out of the house?
No, he didn't. No, no, he's in the middle of paying his house off.
Uh
Yeah, he
yeah,
ain't.
that's
No, he's paying heavy on this to get out of it. He's paying his house off.
yeah, that's the thing people don't know. Just getting in, and if you do plan to get out, getting out, that's already costing you, I'd
Correct.
say probably like 25 to 30,000 to do that. If you're doing
Hmm.
get in and get out, if you're just getting in, it's going to cost you like 10, 15.
And plus, you got to know, like when those people when they say that, oh, that's my equity. First, you got to ask, what kind of mortgage do you have first?
Exactly.
Because if they have a subprime mortgage and they're talking about they have equity, you'll know right away they don't. Especially
They
if they
don't.
have a FHA, VA mortgage, C, what's that, DC, NCAC or something. They just be coming up with some crazy names for some subprime mortgages, and all of them think they're homeowners with equity. It's just bananas.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, when you're renting, you own everything in your account.
Correct.
You already know how much your place costs. Hey, the amount of months times the amount you're paying, and you're going to pay each month. And you know how much to get out too. Look into your contract. You can see the cancellation notice. Okay, fine. 2 months of rent, cool. I'll do that. If I want to get out and go somewhere else, all right, cool.
Hmm.
Here's 4K, or 3K,
Well, rent
whatever.
is an
I'm
expense.
gone.
It's not debt.
Right, it's an expense.
Right. See, slaves get that mixed up. They always say, "Oh, you're throwing away money on rent. Rent is debt." No, it's not. Rent is an expense. That's what it is. Period.
An expense,
That's
and
it.
it's a much more worthwhile one. I tell you, I'm better to be here than being in my house that I didn't really want.
I love where I live, man. The guy's about 80 something, and he
Hmm.
owns this property. He owns everything. He owns the whole big property. He owns all of it. And this dude, he takes pride. You can tell when somebody owns their stuff, and he takes pride in this property. Period, because he owns it.
Exactly. I
Hmm.
could take pride in oh, excuse me, sorry, in my vehicle because I own it.
Hmm.
I don't have to worry about payments for it.
Nope.
I'm more careful with it.
Hmm.
I'm fine with paying for better insurance for it because I know, hey, if something happens to it, I want to be able to get that money back, and then boom, I'm
Mhm.
already ready to go get another one if something did happen. Um, I want to go. I want to have a time to come on here and do like a little one-on-one too.
Okay.
And like I said, I look at and I find a bunch of articles around, and I'd love to be able to like pull some of those articles up.
Yeah, man. If you want to email them to me too, because sometimes a lot of people email me articles. There's the email,
Mhm.
man. If you want to email them to me,
Okay.
all right, just write my email down and send them to me. Let me know they're from you, and then I'll, sometimes I'll just look them over and then I'll just pop them up because I like doing article reads. I ain't gonna lie, but I just don't feel like I rather have you guys go look for them because sometimes I just unplug from shit. But if you guys give me some good articles, man, I'll love to read them.
Um, Here's one. Let me see if I can put it in the chat. Here's one I always default to.
It's probably not gonna let you put it in the chat. You probably have to put it into the private chat, and then I'll take it from there and put it in the chat. If you can't post it in the regular chat.
Okay, I just put it in the private chat.
Okay, let me grab that. Now, what is this?
It's a very basic one. It shows the average U.S. savings account balance for 2021.
Okay, hold up. Let me bring that up. I'm gonna bring that up just a second here. Close that. Where am I at? I am lost. Okay, there we go. Share screen, Chrome tab. There we go. Can you see it? Okay, there
I
we go.
can see it. Okay, now it mentioned it has it broken down by demographics. Don't worry about that. The only thing you already know what we're going to be worried about is just the amounts. We're worried about the amounts.
Mm-hmm.
So it says that American households had a median balance of $5,300 and an average balance of $41,000 in their transaction bank accounts. Now, one thing about how this would trick a lot of people up, because they think of average and they don't know really to think about the difference between median and what they call the average or the mean.
Mm-hmm.
So that 41,000 is so high because, of course, the mean, add all the numbers, divide the sum by the number of items. You're adding up those people that are aliens that actually have money in their accounts. So you have those people that have those large amounts getting added into those, and that's what's bringing that up so high. So the actual average American, they have less than like
500 in their accounts.
exactly.
Yeah, I don't know where they're getting these numbers from.
So you're knowing that, hey, they're not actually having savings like that.
That's
So
not true. Yeah.
when you look at this, you're able to break your mind and say, hold up a second, why is it that people are saying in order to like really be rich, to really have ownership of yourself, you need to have these big high paying jobs and such?
I think articles like this are written by the banks because when I look at articles like this, it makes absolutely no sense. These are just like made up numbers and, the average, because I mean, you got to, if you really go deep, you got to remember debt slaves have no money, zero. So these numbers, I think the bank just does this to keep debt slaves happy. I'm not sure why I mean, it's business. I know why they do it. It's business, but it just doesn't make any sense at all. And I know why they do it. Look at the pretty graphs. But debt slaves don't understand any of that stuff.
I don't know if I could say, well, if for the ones that they really think they're doing something, yeah, they could get happy from it. But looking at the numbers, I'm like, wait a second. So you're telling me that a person that is 35 and under, so it was up there with the average bank account balance by age.
They've been breaking it down by race.
Yeah, those are the dumbest things. That's why I said I don't
that is so
really mind.
stupid.
I don't mind the demographics part. I'm like, man, that doesn't mean anything.
That doesn't mean nothing. Oh, the white people, this, the black and or African American, this, and Hispanics and Latino. Oh my goodness, they are so corny.
I do use the age one because you would think that somebody at a certain age would have a certain amount if things were done right.
Well,
And
exactly. That's the key point. If they were done right, period. You're right. How many are doing it right? Not many.
Not many.
We know that because there's trillions of dollars in student loan debt, trillions of dollars in car loan debt, trillions of dollars in credit card debt. They obviously don't know, obviously.
Oh yeah. And I look at that and I say, okay, so if someone under 35, the median is 3,200, and everyone below that median has less than that, then if you're a person that has like at least even 10,000 saved up and you have no debt, you're already beating many of those people out there.
Well, you're beating millions of people if you got $10,000 in the bank and no debt. You're financially ahead of millions of people.
Millions. And if you're way ahead of that,
yes,
you are actually rich.
Yes, exactly. You're right. You're right. Just imagine this. Imagine if you had $1 million in the bank and no debt.
Even 100,000.
Yeah. Let's go even lower. 100,000.
Because everyone always says that's the six figure. That's a magical six-figure number, right? 100,000. You got six figures.
It's magical.
It's magical.
It's magical.
Well, if you actually have that,
because I got there, I got to 160. I was like, it ain't so magical when you deep in debt. It ain't magical. Trust me.
Not at all.
Not even close.
I'm glad you're getting people to see not the actual magic, but the reality. The actual reality of what's going to get you free.
Yes.
And like you mentioned, things look so much different, even a little bit scary. Scarily different.
Well, we're going to wrap this up, man. I'm getting hungry. Time for dinner time, man. I appreciate you, man. And you got my email, man. If you want to send me some articles, send them to me, and I'll do the article reads, man, because I do like doing article reads. I really do.
Most definitely, LJ. I'll send some more. I gotta get back to eating too.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. You take it easy.
All right. Later. Thank you, everybody, for joining today. Appreciate it. Thank you very much, Mr. Dorsey, for jumping on. We always talk. I was just happy for them to hear your story, man. Thank you, everybody. Andre, Gabriel, NYC, Sal's, as always. Omanike, I'm not sure if you still on. Omanike was on earlier. Kang. Who else jumped in here? Mike 86. I see Mike coming back. He's jumping on. I could see him. He's coming on very much. I could see him. Good night, everyone. I'm not sure if I'm going to be coming on tomorrow, but Sunday for sure. Q&A Sunday. So be looking out for that. Until next time. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. It's almost 8 o'clock. Yeah. So you guys have a wonderful night. See you later.